And we're live! Hello! Welcome everybody to the Root Winter Tournament 2023, Round 1, Game 24. My name is Guerric, that's Lily.
Hi.
Our players today are NicAl.
Hello.
Nico.
Hello.
Treefense.
Hello.
And I realized I put Treefense's name in my overlay twice. It's North Abbot.
Hi there.
Thank you so much, everybody. You know where to find me if you need me, so good luck, have fun, and I will let you get started. And I will fix my overlay.
Double Treefense. Let's go.
What have you thought about Nick?
Yeah, I'm feeling like winter. Right?
That's not going to fit. No, it does fit.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Why though? Can you tell us what you're thinking about?
Because it's fun. It's all cramped up, and you all guys need to.
So Over the Morrow gave a winner alert. Who won?
So let's do this.
Sorry, I'm having a chat.
Distribution.
I don't want to talk over them too much, but it's worth calling out. NicoGB was the winner of last year's winter tournament.
Oh,
Took home the prize for the whole thing. So, winner alert.
good for him.
Yeah, it's I hate picking first because I
Love me a winter map.
choose from
No lasagna.
No lasagna, yes.
all these suits. They're very spread out, except for mouse.
Yep.
Took me a minute to remember that. We do have a triple mouse over here worth pointing out.
We do. Which could be interesting for some maybe keepers in iron.
Yeah, I mean that could be particularly important for keepers.
Let's make
Also corvids.
Oh, it's a tinker.
It is a tinker.
I don't think we've seen a tinker before.
This might be the first showing of tinker.
I think this is 100% the first showing of tinker. Somebody check the stats.
I think lizards is a good choice.
It actually is.
If I'm playing for the win, I think lizards is a good choice. I don't like it, but I'll take it.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Worth mentioning, North Abbot also got pretty far last year.
These are all very strong players. I recognize all four of these players, and that says something, because normally I am a space case.
4 warriors, 1 garden, and 1 land. 3 warriors and clearings adjacent as evenly as possible.
Do I recall correctly that North Abbot's one of the few people to have played in all 3 winter tournaments now?
I believe so, yeah.
I believe so.
Let me get 1.
Not many people have that,
4,
I don't want to call it an honor, but you know.
Accolade?
No, that's even worse.
Yeah!
Give me 1 second to choose here.
Monte Cristo. That burden, that works.
Huh.
So typically lizards would want to set up in 5 or 6 here. Like that's the winter standard for them.
I will
But 4 and 3 are also pretty decent.
put them right here.
Ooh, 9.
That's interesting. Worth pointing out, that is a ruin clearing. There's only 1 slot open
Fox
by default.
there.
Ooh, notoriety. That's a good one.
Speaking of, we put that in the ruin slot.
Nice.
Victory point.
I warned them. I told them about the ruins.
Okay.
I also love this
My
flop.
outcast.
It's a pretty good flop.
Start with foxes. Where? I don't know. Oh, my outcast marker is probably over here, right?
Oh yeah, I should set up an outcast cam.
Oh,
Yeah, it's super easy to do master decoy.
that's weird. Okay.
Too much zoom. I gotta sit down and research
Fox.
mice.
And
I should just give you one of my
um,
5 mice that I have.
You're holding out on me?
No,
You know, every time I go traveling, I forget my mouse and buy a new one.
right.
you're on it.
3.
I just accumulate them like a crazy person.
Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Thanks for catching that. And then I think I'm done, and I can.
Yeah. Also, you might want to put your garden in the upper slot because the lower one is the ruin. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot see that R
R on there.
at all.
It's
Okay.
it's
I'm
bad.
done.
I still can barely see it.
The whole time to pick my hand, right? Or do I need to
Yep.
choose
No,
my
yeah.
hand?
That's
Yeah,
at the end. That's at
That's
the
the
end.
very last step.
All right. Thank you.
Sure.
I think it's over to me then.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
Y'all remember how we were talking about what we wanted to pick to draw heat or not draw heat?
Yeah. Are
I'm
you
just
going to
asking
first?
everyone to be cool.
Not
Everyone
cool.
just be cool.
everyone be cool. Do not be alarmed. But we have a tinker.
I'm just your average friendly neighborhood tinker.
I wish I could remember Tinker's canonical name.
It's fine.
Because it was Roger the Raccoon, and
Tiny.
I don't remember the Tinker's name.
Clearly, their name is Tiny.
I'm gonna start in the big forest.
Yes, the canonical name of the second most dangerous vagabond.
DJ Think, thank you so much for the 100 bits. And Canon is maybe...
It. Otherwise, I just need to set up my quests.
Canon is maybe...
Strongly worded.
Yeah, but in the earlier version of Root, when they more strongly... When the Vagabonds more strongly had identities, they had names. And then they... Later in Root's development, shifted more toward the abstract titles that they have.
I like to think they're all
What are you thinking about, Nick?
alliterative with their current names.
There.
I'm considering Eerie.
It's a good pick.
I knew you would.
It's also a good pick.
Why do you know that?
Both of these are great
I
picks.
don't know. I think I saw you play them a lot, right?
Yeah, no kidding. I feel like the two factions that would generally be considered the strongest in this flop were left to the first two seats.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to handle that.
Now, if we pick Corvids, we really just throw everything out of the window.
Full hand for Eerie.
Fourth seat.
But I don't want to play Keepers in Winter.
Keepers in
Pick
Winter is tough.
Corvids. I think Nico might pick Corvids.
It's a bad season to live off the land.
Yeah. Choose two adjacent homeland clearings on the map edge that have 2+ clearings between them and enemy homelands.
So that leaves 7.
We actually have a lot of options. It's 7 all the way through
One.
5.
5.
No,
why not 1?
Because 1 is adjacent,
Oh,
is
never mind.
2 away from
11,
through 11.
Yeah, so 7 through 5. Okay.
Yeah, I'm 10, 1, and or 5. I guess. As far as possible.
But both of them have to be edge clearings.
Yep.
So if I place myself here...
I will say 9 was a very interesting, shutdown play.
Oh, man,
7 and 3.
For at least the mice.
This sucks. I don't have the hand for it. But I'll go Eerie.
All right, so Nico's saying he does not have the hand for Eerie, but he's doing Eerie anyway.
Yep.
Set that.
I'm gonna go...
Going charismatic.
This. So I recruit. And
I cannot say I am
that's
surprised.
from my first turn. And here I go.
Starting in the top right clearing 2.
Okay. That actually opens it up for keepers quite a bit.
Is there a faster way to do this?
There's a faster way.
Pardon?
But also, yes, that opens things up for keepers quite a lot.
Because now, can't they just basically start any... I think it has to be...
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it have to
I think
be 1 in 10 now?
I think it limits them to 1/5 or 1/10.
Okay. So they have to start in 1.
Okay. Is there anything else I need to do? No.
You look good.
I should be flipping my quests, right?
Yeah, 1-5 or 1-10 is all I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's part of your setup, so go ahead and flip them.
Yeah, it doesn't say face up or face down. It just says
The Tinker Meeple in the overlay is really quite intense.
What do you mean?
Just it's got some cross-eyed or side-eyed things going. It's got some wild eyes, at least from my perspective.
Real quick, let's look at these quests.
Expel Bandits, Guard Duty, and Errand.
2 of them rabbit.
2 of them rabbit, all 2 of them requiring swords.
The sword requirement's a little rough on Tinker.
If I pick the badgers, I'm not gonna be.
Errand could be good if we can craft a T turn 1 and get it done with and
That's
out of
true.
the way.
Map for badgers.
Mhm.
I still would go with Badgers, but I'm a jerk.
Badgers, I'd have to go in 1, 5, or 10.
They know what's up.
2 of those.
110 is, I think, a good better start than 1-5. Just throwing shade at Pat.
You go
If
1.
you go badgers, we are not gonna be friends.
If you go 1-10,
Yeah.
Erie probably head toward lizards in 8.
Thing too.
If you go 1-5, they probably come for you.
Do this.
Yeah. I just like 110 because it also is, here retinue.
Yep. You are my
I was-
enemy now.
I did
Oh,
it.
man, I was really hoping for Corvids in this game. I would have gone
Alright.
Corvids if I
I like one.
had last pick.
Yeah, I would have got I like 110 just because of the double mice.
Relics in-
I do like getting the double mice, but I don't think anybody's going to fight you for 10. So staking claim for 1-5 is not bad.
We can also just see how the relics spread out.
We can see how the relics spread out. 1-5 is better for relics, is what I was about to say, Pat. Because if we go 1-5, we can put something here.
Oh, that's a good point.
If we go 1-10, we can't.
That is a very good point.
Right. So
I'm gonna do 3 things at once.
Element clearing on the map edge that have 2
camera.
plus clearing. So I can't. So I'm well. If you think it's all right, I can go in either 5, 1, 10. So I'll choose.
Yeah.
First pick lizards, the chosen one.
And here. And then put any remaining relics randomly as evenly as possible and for us not adjacent to your homeland. So there's 4 remaining, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know if you can pick this one. Oh, yeah, you can.
I'll here. No, here.
Oh, Heroic Logic, thank you so much for the 2 gift subs. That's very kind. Sorry, I was trying to think about this badger setup.
This direction.
The thing about starting 110...
Oh, those double ups though. Those double
Wow.
ups.
That's pretty nice.
Clearly, you just want riverboats.
That's... I mean, that's scary
Something else.
when that happens.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Card, that's done. All right. So now.
I hope you have Corvid planners or something.
I hope you don't.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
If you... On the subject of Tinker's Meeple, if you've never seen it, there's an Etsy seller who does stickers with their homemade art for each of the Vagabond Meeples. They do it for all the Meeples, but they have them for Vagabond Meeples, where it's their hand-drawn art and you apply it over the Meeple. And I mention it because while the art is very cute, they mixed up a couple of the Vagabond Meeples, and they have... What is it? Ronin on Tinker's Meeple, and Harrier on Ronin's or something weird. It's a trip. You got to see it. No, Harriers with Harriers they do the giant ear.
The giant ear, yeah.
That's what it is.
Is that okay? Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody ready to start?
Good. All right. So encamp. I will encamp twice. By putting this here.
All right, putting a figure in 1
I think I would have preferred to see like a jewelry in one and a figure in 10. But I'm also super judgmental.
The thing about the tablet in 10.
Okay.
All right, I don't think the plan is to actually
And daylight.
yeah, notably this is the tablet figure. I don't think the plan is to actually recover anything with this. I think we're just getting this down.
Okay. We might be able to move.
Cuz this leaves us with jewelry tablet, which
Two badges.
seems like probably exactly the right choice.
Yeah, this is what I thought we were gonna do. I think we might recover the
Faithful retainer. Then I will battle delve, clearing 1. So no one to battle. I will delve this relic here.
Yeah, because we can recover that safely, so we might still recover that.
As I roll the
Yeah.
3 clearing adjacent to
That's
it.
a safe recover right there. Safe delve, safe recover.
And then
What I was going to mention, what I like about the figure way station in 1 is it's good for this one, obviously. It's good for this one, obviously, and it's good for this one. Whereas if we're in
That's
10,
true.
we'd
That's
have to haul this back around.
2 points.
I accept, begrudgingly.
Yeah.
And then live off the land. I don't live off the land. Gather retinue. So I will put this card here
One bird.
and
Ah, no. I was going to do a whole bit.
fox. And
Oh, that's a lot of fox.
Makes sense. I think we're planning on burning them. So if we're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
burn
just-
it through 11, you might as well just burn fox cards.
Yeah, we're just going to burn through 11. Pump and dump badgers.
and then I'm gonna draw 3 cards.
So I think that's a really solid
Guys,
keeper's turn 1. It's a little...
first to say it, but it seems that we have a front runner here.
Guys, he's winning.
It's maybe a little
We can stop right now.
conventional, and my concern is that a conventional keepers on winter tends to not win. But it's a really solid start. You know, we've set ourselves up very nicely.
I knew that this was coming. I'm locking the
It's must battle if able, and then may delve.
dominance here.
The keyword is if able.
Yeah, it's a little funky, but the action is basically choose a clearing where you have warriors. If you can battle, battle. If you can't, then you skip the battle, and then either way you delve.
I can feed you acolytes. How does
Yeah,
that?
that'd be great. I'd love some more acolytes.
Yeah, I'll give you some.
Yeah, we'll check in every once in a while.
Oh, I just noticed that Tinker's in the big forest, not the...
I'm afraid that we.
Correct.
I mean, I probably will
That's
Look at
not-
those teeth.
That's non-standard.
in policing the badgers, but
It does look like
I believe.
Nico is
But I will appreciate.
saying, "Hey, I'm gonna kill that lizard in 8."
So
I hope you're okay with that.
I mean, right, so this is what we were talking about a minute ago. This is Nico's only choice to not turmoil.
Correct.
And I will give the lizards an acolyte. Any ambush?
I do love it's like we have to do this anyway. Let me phrase it as if I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah.
That is some.
I failed.
Over promise and under deliver.
That's a funny looking acolyte right there.
Why are we putting a garden?
Oh yeah,
Or first
reflexes.
reflexes.
Yeah, but to that point is we officially are not building turn 1 as Eerie. We are officially a turn behind every other faction.
I think this is a situation where I would have loved to see Despot, just because we knew 2 of the factions, and there was a very strong chance we knew the 3rd one.
I will.
Yeah, at the same time, you go Despot,
I will.
nobody bothers keepers.
Mouse.
They just do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Got a tinker. That thing is creepy.
Daylight first. I'll explore. Sure will. Let's see what we got. What do I need to do? I need to change this to the other state, right?
Oh
Hammer.
no!
Show me hammer.
That is. You can
See, with that, you can get 2 swords.
take care of the badger.
We are in...
I'm in a mouse cleric. I can't quite craft a sword. I will, however, this turn.
Hey,
I'll
don't
hang out
forget
of the mouse cleric for.
your point for the.
Oh yes. Point for the ruin.
Just mentioned not being able to craft a sword.
I will.
Because we're in the mouse.
One of my hammers to.
We said we were in a mouse clearing, so we couldn't craft a sword, which is true. But then we also said we wanted to stay in the mouse clearing, which meant tea.
And I will spend my other hammer to craft mouse in a sack.
All right, not 2 teas, but mouse. A tea in a bag is still pretty.
That's a good start. That is a good start. I definitely was like dreaming of 2 teas.
Well, then, what do I have here? Boots and bags. Boots and bags.
We do in fact have boots and bags.
I will then spend my boot to move, and I will scoot my way down to this bunny clearing.
Okay, we are armed. What is it called?
Defenseless.
Defenseless.
So I'm wondering. Thank you, Argent.
Discard these 2.
I'm wondering if we're doing that to try and stay out of the way of Eerie.
Discard.
I don't know if it necessarily does that.
It doesn't. It doesn't get us out of the way, but it puts us. It makes it so that Eerie have to go off the primary path to get to us. I suppose.
I suppose.
I would be curious to hear Treefense's logic on that move. Not that it's bad. I just don't necessarily see the logic.
Hated fox.
Do you love that we were able to keep our fox outcast?
I'm feeling very.
Which is very risky in C4.
There's threats on all sides.
There are threats on all sides.
Yeah, but
This Tinkerman is going crazy.
Those fox battles are not for you. Trust me. I really like the cushion you offer me between the birds and my side of the map. So.
My side of the map.
Now, but eventually he's gonna have to pass right through your garden, and in order to do that, he has to destroy it.
We can go across the northern clearing. It's possible, unless you also block in the northern clearing.
Corvid planners, right?
Or bro builders.
Who, me?
Little me.
Yeah, it's all right, I'm gonna have to start converting. So I'll spend one of these acolytes to convert one of these badgers.
Okay. I don't know if it does our job unless we get rid of both of them.
Go ahead and
Agreed.
do a crusade across
Ooh.
to this clearing.
That's interesting.
Spice!
All right.
I don't know how I feel about it, but I love it.
It paid off.
It did pay off.
All right.
Again, I don't know how much I like that, but it's really interesting.
But spice!
Oh, that's 1 point for me.
Not much.
Okay.
But I have a feeling this is going to be a bloodbath when it really shouldn't be somehow. We're going to make this a bloodbath.
So much smaller than you guys have started.
I mean, North Abbot was like 4-seat lizards OP, so
I totally
let's
forgot about
see how this goes.
Blocking my way for a
Oh no.
mouse or a fox garden.
Oh no, I was worried about that. I would have. I thought maybe we were tipped off when somebody
Start with
Mention the ruin.
mentioned the ruin.
a recruit into.
Well, it does sound like Tinker is planning on helping out in this situation.
And
They just said that I'll help with that shortly.
here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna recruit into one fox. Let's start here, and then let's do another fox. Same clearing there,
All right, taking back control of 11.
and then
I don't think control was the important part, though. The fact that there's a badger there means they can encamp it.
get
You
my
can't
fox
camp it and
back.
recruit. This is true.
I'll go ahead and I don't want to craft anything yet, so I'm just gonna draw one card.
Okay, a little bit of a rough start for the lizards, but we did get a point on the board, which is
End
nice.
my turn.
And we policed keepers a little bit.
We did police capers a little bit.
So, in camp,
No garden all violence.
convert this little fellow here into this way station.
All right, sticking with figures.
No decamp. I will recruit with all my heart.
Spending a bird dom.
Very interesting. We're spending all 3 cards to recruit.
And
I find this fascinating.
here.
Badger infestation.
What are we doing?
I think we're gonna go down to 4 to make that a safe one.
All right. Nothing to craft. Act with Brittany. So I will.
How many moves did we have? Only 2 moves in the recover column.
I will move those 3 here. Down there. Now using my using my faithful retainer, I will battle the lizards here.
This is interesting because it could be a 3 or a 1. It's interesting we're fighting in Fox with the faithful retainer first.
Victory.
3, bloody.
The plan is
The dice call for blood today.
the plan is probably to not delve with this one.
I will delve.
No, never mind.
It's the safe relic, though.
Here.
Yeah.
All right. So the relic that we have next to us it's either a 3 or it's a 1.
Rings.
Don't know which.
So I don't lose my card. I will do it again using the. So that's the 3. There's potentially the 1 and the 3.
So how many cards did you use so far?
Just
I
Just use the
move.
one fox battle.
No, I used the faithful
Faithful
retainer.
retainer.
Now I'm to the other
Oh,
2
okay.
boxes, and I'm wondering. I'll use the dominance 1.
Mhm.
I think I'd actually use the false orders and not the dom
I
here.
would agree. I do not want to let the dom into the wild.
But it's not going to the wild. We keep it.
Okay.
Good job.
That's great for us. That means we can actually recover.
And then I
Both of them, I should say.
Yes, we can recover both of them.
false orders card to delve this relic,
Picking up a jewelry. Jewelry's an interesting choice.
and I keep it because I
Okay.
rolled 2.
Wow. Did not lose a single card there.
Acolytes here.
That's killer for our action economy. The jewelry's a really interesting choice because it's the only one we don't have on the map.
How many warriors did you have there? 2
2.
lizards?
Yeah, just the 2.
Okay.
And now for move and recover,
I hope.
I will bring everybody back in here for my first action
With the...
using the faithful retainer, and then with the amp
Okay, interesting. I would not have put the ambush back in the wild.
of
Yeah, to burn Faithful Retainer.
2, 3.
But lucky and good setup. I think I would have left 1 badger behind.
I would have left...
Or 2 badgers behind.
I honestly would have just left 2 behind. I don't know who's going to come after our relic.
Lizards, clearly. You saw them out for blood before. They're
'Cause-
clearly coming again.
Because lizards are out of acolytes. Eerie
No,
cannot...
we just gave them 2.
We did just give them 2, that's true. But even then...
The other card, I will simply recover my well, this one, the figure,
Oh, not recovering both.
and I keep my card, and I draw. Well, sorry, I'll
Do we...
off the land.
All right, big question time. Do we know that you can recover multiple relics with 1 card?
Draw 3.
That's one of the biggest...
Get your point.
Don't know.
Thanks.
That's one of those moments where you just have to wonder, does the player know the faction well enough to know that rule? Because that's an unintuitive one. That's like the biggest...
Okay,
That's maybe the single biggest misconception or like misunderstanding of any faction is how recover works for badgers.
going
The
to.
fact you can do multiple buildings at the same clearing and multiple relics with 1 card.
2 here.
We did a couple recruits in 11, Cressida, because remember we crusaded them out. NicAl does play mostly digital, as far as I'm aware. Although they were mentioning in the pregame using the browser implementation more recently. Not to
No, I shouldn't.
again, that's in that
have mixed feelings. I'm tempted to.
Gray zone where I'm worried about giving it too much attention, but
You could
that is a Badgers
there's much value in it.
platform
There,
they could play with.
it is a pre-battle, but I don't
do
want
have a
What does our
so
decree look like?
I'll just get back everything you damage.
Okay, we just added one card in 2 builds.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
feels a little early.
I don't think it's too early.
Who said that and what did you say?
It's okay. It's okay.
This is the lizards. We have a
Lizards say it's never too early to hit the vagabond.
skulking in the forest, crafting everything.
Skulking is strong terms. I'm having a stroll.
So this is interesting because
Clear your ruins for you.
Treefense
For some points or what?
Treefense could actually be really helpful to North Abbot right now. Tinker could aid cards and open up ruin slots for Lizards, which would be huge for Lizards' game. So it's interesting that North Abbot is the one sitting on the sidelines going like, yeah, rah, rah, go beat him up.
It's definitely an interesting choice.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna throw in just a little battle there.
Just a little battle.
You know, I don't want to hit you too hard, but I do want to.
Yeah, for anyone who may be tuned in late, NicoGB won last year's winter tournament.
I'll battle in the Vagabond. No ambush.
Not today.
Okay, so that's
2-1.
2 hits.
1 hit.
Josh something is less about not picking up
No, 2
ruins
hits,
and more potentially having to go to the forest for a turn and therefore delaying the picking up of the ruins. It's that tempo of the ruins getting removed that lizards care about right now.
Yes, I am. I don't have my sword yet. Okay.
You put it in the damage.
We lost Nico.
I was deciding what I wanted to do.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm gonna proceed with my turn.
Sorry, I never discarded the cards here for the outcast. I believe there were only 2 cards in there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
used
it's
them.
the bottom two is my two crafting
Oh, no.
items.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it was 1 fox, 1 mouse, right?
These bottom 2, right?
Nope, the mouse.
I recruited 3 times. So I
No,
believe
there was more. These 2 were mine. Definitely these
Yeah.
2.
these were the 3 I recruited with.
It was these 2.
It's okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh no, I gotta over here.
No, it's okay.
Guys, am I the only one that got disconnected?
Yes.
Yes. We're all still
okay,
here.
no, it's okay. Sorry.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
BB moving to 3 paid off. Might have taken 4 hits if they'd been somewhere less out of the way.
Interrupted. Did I get that right? The
Yeah,
discard
no, I think you're right. No,
I do think it
I was
Yeah.
messed up.
In the first
Yeah.
round of play, the only cards in there were mine. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I agree.
it's just the way things worked out.
It meant Erie only sent 1 warrior as opposed to a whole stack to deal
or
with it.
just was already on top of.
Right, exactly. We still took 2 hits because we were defenseless, but
Reopen.
But we don't really need that bag right now, and we can always use the hammer to get back the torch.
So
yeah, I mean that bag was the moment it was crafted. I was just thinking that's bag armor, you know.
Oh, I was just I was correct.
I'm just imagining the Tinker now just wearing bags and being like, "I'm protected, y'all."
So I was just putting those in the discard pile as they should be.
Katara, it was random. It's just luck.
So what's the most common suit now? I cannot see it.
Tis what happened.
It looks like we just have 1 fox and 1 mouse in the Lost Souls right now.
Oh, I know what happened.
So yeah, come here often, chat.
I definitely don't. Why am I here? Okay.
Oops.
So we have a second. No, that was our only battle. We only have one battle.
I have connection because I'm still in the chat.
Oh, you know what? Steam servers were having issues about an hour and a half ago when I was first setting up for the game. I wonder if they're affecting Nico right now.
This is weird. I never got this error.
I hope not.
I hope not. And then they go to your PC.
All right, time for me to pretend I'm a person.
North Abbot, I mean, I'll come deal with your ruins problem, but those acolytes aren't for me. Right? I mean, that's how that works.
Yeah, guys, if you want, just draw me a card, put it in my board, and I'm gonna finish my turn in a sec.
Hey, you
If
didn't
you
build.
want, huh?
You didn't build.
What?
Yeah, you have a build left.
You can build in the mouse clearing over the river for me.
Yep.
And then draw me one card, and I'll score the point myself when I can.
Seems legit.
Yeah, well, I think we can score it for you. And it will increase yours. Yep.
I'll score it when I get.
But it's done. It's done. You don't need to.
Yeah, I mean, before we move forward, if he's good with it, I'm good with it. I mean, we can, obviously, if we get to combat, we'll wait. But
And it seems that's working already, so I'll be back in a second.
all right, great. If that's the case, I will begin my turn. Refresh.
We were basically done, so.
Yeah, we were 90% of the way there.
Which kind of game do I want to play?
Unless we wanted to craft for 29 points.
I think I want to play this.
We were past our crafting step anyway.
Oh, sorry. Mixing up factions.
Moving into my daylight, I will spend 2 hammers to craft a sword.
All right, so okay, I was wondering if this was why we came over to 3, as if we.
Interesting. I think I would have preferred to see a slip into 8 and then a move into 9.
Defended. No.
Right, that's what I'm surprised by. Is I was wondering if we were going for 7 to craft a sword, but if that's the case, I don't know why we didn't just go for 9.
Where is it?
Because now.
I have to get all the way back across the map. And that feels difficult.
Sword, which is nice.
We could have potentially aided lizards where we were for a point, and exhausting another card.
That's true.
I'll boot back south. Clearing 3.
You still have an aiding sword.
Aid Eerie?
The point.
Do I want to take a poke at him? Nah. I understand why he did what he did. He got his punch in. I'm fine with that.
Except being punched once. And no more.
It was a
I do
small
have another.
The first hit is free.
Now he's got a sword, no longer undefended.
Sorry, I forgot I had a second bag, so my satchel limit is 8, not 6. If everyone would not mind, I actually would not like to move south to clearing 3. I'd like to complete the Fox quest.
So what did you do after moving?
Nothing.
I've moved and I was considering what to do next.
That's fine.
I
Oh yeah. I understand.
Satchel limit to 8.
It's the Fox T quest.
No, yeah, I was thinking through the satchel limit aspect of it.
Thank you,
We
everyone.
thought it was 6, it's actually 8. We
Still
are
spending the boot, but I'm
completely
also gonna spend
fine.
the T.
I like this a lot. I like this quite a lot. Any T quests that you can get done in the early game is terrific because that means
I will use it to draw 2.
you're less likely to need
Like the fancy.
the full refresh
Click it twice.
later in the game.
And I
Or
will.
earlier in the. You all know what I mean.
There.
The T is less critical in the early game, so it's good getting it done.
There we go. You did it.
I did it.
So proud of you.
Don't need to. I have 4.
Tad, that is correct. Lizards were picked first and badgers were picked last.
Decisions were made. Oh, we should look at our new quest.
Let me
Never mind.
Nope.
I take it back.
the lost souls this time. Alright, so it looks like it's gonna be a mouse outcast this time.
Oh, yeah, we
Wonder, can I
we crafted the mouse sword, so now it's down to
go?
mouse.
Alright.
Yes, T is less important when you have fewer items.
What do I wanna do?
You did it. So it looks like we took cards for the quest.
We did, yes.
Uh,
Can confirm.
Okay, I'll hold on to my acolytes. Let me build up some.
Linen Master, the lizards encouraged hitting the vagabond. It's clearly just par for the course.
Nick, are you going to go the other direction now that
He's
you've
not.
gotten your
It's
your
not.
relics here?
He's going right through you.
I'm considering letting you live. Not going through you. 'Cause
I have boat builders.
no, it's just a reference, to the Will and War Machine episode.
Yeah, it's just a reference.
Let the lizard live. So, yeah, I don't see the point to board wipe you. So I don't mean to go through you now.
Alright.
Interesting.
But if you choke me up north, I'll have to go through somewhere. So if you want a mouse clearing here, there's 2 slots for you, and you'll be pretty quiet.
Go in the corner.
Get in your corner and stay there.
Bunny here. Well, I'll have to deal with either the one up top or the one down. So
That's fair. Saying if you put it in 5 or put it in the northern corridor, I'm going to have to go through one of these 2 points.
The way is open. I'm just wondering with your,
Unless we have boat builders in our hand and we just go from 11 to 12 and we're just like, bye.
you'll get a maximum of 1, 2, 3. You'll get to 6 about
Well,
there.
But the thing is, look at his battle column. He can do nothing.
Yeah, it's scary. I don't.
It is
No, what
heavily
happens
fox.
my battle column is for this clearing only.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not going down in clearing 9, 100%.
All right, I'm trusting you.
Yeah, and
Now we will see if the trust pays off.
could reach me if I remove your garden there.
Mm,
I don't
Okay.
want that, right?
okay. Let me go 1, 2, 1.
Yes, of course your point is valid, Nico.
Do, 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 dum, dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
I understand the concern.
I understand that. That's actually very sweet.
I don't have.
I didn't realize why Nico was asking why the point was valid, and it's because he didn't score it himself, and I understand now, and that is very sweet.
Yes.
So, what I can offer, I don't know. I can. So what's the thing with the badgers, right? So they're gonna move through you.
I mean, I will be honest. I don't know what exactly we're debating.
So
We only have 2 acolytes, and it's unhated mouse. We cannot do much with these 2 acolytes.
Why would I?
We can do a single convert or a single crusade. We cannot sanctify.
I just assume
Yeah.
because of your column.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my cards. Let's lay it on
Also,
the table.
we have 2 acolytes, which means we have 1 action because it's not even hated
Mouse
anymore.
recruit.
Right, that's what I was saying. We have
Yeah.
1 convert or 1 crusade.
You're right. Sorry, brain.
Go right there.
That's a lot of
Got
foxes.
1
A
fox
lot of foxes.
We could go to 7.
there.
I would just go to 7 and be like, since the vagabond won't come to me, I'll go to the vagabond.
I'm just gonna put 2 here in this here clearing.
We did state we are going to fight here.
We score.
This is giving us acolytes.
That's
Uh,
true.
It's the same thing as feeding lizards to the Eerie. We're feeding lizards to the keepers.
This is true. And this could potentially keep them in check if they potentially have a knife.
No scoring is rough though.
Absolutely agreed. That's why I was saying maybe 2 and 7 and then a garden and 7.
Yeah, that's.
Or 1 and 7 and a garden and 7 even.
I can't do a whole lot this turn. What I want to do is, I think I'm gonna craft.
The problem with 7 is that the Eerie are on our doorstep. They started in clearing 2.
Cannot craft false orders.
Cannot craft false orders.
And
It's not the Fox Outcast.
draw 1 card.
So we're currently in mouse.
1 measly card.
I heard false orders is pretty good. I'm shook.
All right. So
Worth mentioning, that is
thank you.
also one of the most common
Nico, are you gonna
mistakes
enter again?
in the game.
Yeah, maybe a small punch.
Have a sword this time.
I know, it's gonna be more bloody this time. But I can also try to give you an acolyte here. What do you think, Lizards?
Yeah, I like acolytes.
So we're on Keeper's turn. We could encamp in 11 and get a jewelry way station down to get that jewelry out of there. Maybe pick up the one in the big forest as well. I mean, we're poised for potential. Although, worth
Especially
pointing
with the
out,
false.
it could also be a tablet.
Well, with the false orders, we want to get those relics out of there, considering lizards might come in.
For sure, for sure.
And then I will.
Put a mirrored outcast indicator by the lizard board. What do you mean, Mario MD? Do you mean also having a marker for the lizard's outcast tracker? I can say from experience that that's how it's been in the past, and it actually is confusing to players in its own way. Because invariably, they get out of sync at some point.
Yeah.
And then players lose track of which one is which is accurate. Heroic Logic, I once wrote like 3,000 words on the most common rules mistakes.
I will
If you-
take those 3,000 words and make it into a video. Maybe that'll help.
If you search like way back to the start of Woodland War Machine, it was one of their early episodes I wrote it in response to.
My first move will be to go from here.
We have no missed points this game yet.
Mario MD, not without some sort of scripting thing.
Using
And the more scripts you put in, the more likely it'll mess up. Scripts are weird that way.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, it's just becoming like fully scripted outcast tracking at that point.
I'll battle the lizards here. You have an ambush for me?
Battling in 11. I cannot say I am surprised.
0-0.
0, so I still rule. That was a false orders. I will delve this relic here.
The one. The one!
So we are losing. We would have to stop at 2.
We would have to stop it too.
So we'd have to use both. We'd have to burn both cards to recover all 3.
The false orders.
Assuming we think we can do the things.
Now with the dominance, I will do it again. Battle lizards. Still no ambush.
Yep, go ahead.
1-1.
1-1. I shed 1 hit.
Devout Knights, right?
Yep.
And I will draw this relic, and I lose the card. Lucky you.
All right, so we picked up the 2 tablet.
And I'll stop there.
Okay, we are stopping there.
My faithful retainer.
Keeping our...
Now,
Bird.
So we have 2 cards in Move Recover. We could use a single one of them to get the 1-3, or the 1 turn, or we could burn both of them to get the 1-2-3. This tablet's stuck there.
And this one, losing the card.
Okay, so we do know we can burn. We do know that.
All right, confirmed. We know we can recover multiple.
We just didn't want to burn that card last turn. Is what it sounds like.
Which is valid. Totally valid.
And I will also recover Do I?
Or we could run away.
Yeah, Karsmars, this map is very split in halves at the moment, with lizards and keepers on one side and Eerie and Tinker on the other.
Mm-hmm.
Keepers are rapidly approaching the point where they have to make the migration to the other half.
Yep.
I'll also recover, I think.
Okay, we are burning our faithful retainer.
Losing my faithful retainer.
Okay, if we have 2 bird cards in hand, I don't hate this.
For 3 points.
I will tell you later if I hate this.
3.
I would have liked to at least have gotten something into 6 this turn if we were planning on doing something like this, and then we could have gotten the 1, 2, 3, the 1, 2, 3 in 1 card and kept 1 card.
Gather.
I do not believe we've seen boat builders yet.
Soup kitchens here.
Okay, we got 1 bird card.
And then I will.
Gooey Kablooey, we burned both. We did 2 recovers for 2, because we had a 1, 2, ruled only a single clearing, and then we did the 3, ruling only a single clearing.
Wait a minute. No, I'll put soup kitchens here.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then I'll put tunnels here.
All right, so we are not recovering next turn.
No.
Am I good?
It is
No,
just
we are running.
It is just not happening. So I think we are seeing the start of the migration right now.
Yeah, we are seeing a prep for the migration. I would absolutely agree.
I will add something to my decree, and I think I'll add it to battle.
Okay. God
We
of
have
War.
2 factions fighting for bird cards and locking them up, and I'm here for it.
Swap meet.
Swap meet. Cool for Eerie. Can potentially
Twice.
snipe bird cards from keepers.
Mm-hmm.
2 here. And I'll move 1 guy here. Then I'll move 3 guys here.
Okay. We're
I really think you should go hit the lizards to give them some acolytes. I'm not the problem right now.
You're right, but
I mean, if you move some dudes this way, well, I guess you don't have those moves, do you?
I do. I mean, I can go back here, and I will have. So I can move.
This bunny move to go from 8 to 9.
Still need a second battle, though.
So this is where
I mean, we battle in 9 at least once, or
and then 1
we
there.
for sure battle twice in 9.
There if you want, but yeah.
I mean, if you give me 2 acolytes, that's pretty good.
What are you gonna do with it?
Yeah, Kachai, that's like chapter 2.
At the same time, I don't think I disagree.
Probably.
I don't think it's actually a lie in this case. I don't think Tinker's the problem. I think this is a 3v1 against Badgers right now.
I'll take out.
And
Well, Badgers are about to hit a slow point, so I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think they're not a problem, but I don't know if hitting lizards is going to help.
but also consider that Badgers have not yet scored a column bonus.
Yeah.
Correct.
But how many?
And they have at least 2 set up.
I'm not.
Okay, let's do it.
That's not incorrect.
1 guy here for my mouse move, and then
And I just think giving Lizards Acolytes to do stuff to Badgers is great, because Lizards are really good at messing with Badgers if they have the Acolytes for it.
This just hurts for lizard.
It does hurt for Lizards.
This is
um,
brutal for lizards.
okay, so those are all my moves.
The one problem with weakening 9 before the migration has happened is Badgers maybe just storm through 9 instead of going around the long way.
Well, would you be too weak after that?
Yeah, like they won't go the long way if the lizards are too weak.
A little too weak with only 2 guys down there.
I
mean,
think
but
I'll be
the idea
okay. I've got some fox
is-
cards.
The idea is to wipe you out here.
We are currently in round 3.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go with my first battle here, and then we reassess if we do another here.
Nico just said the idea is to wipe you out. I don't know which clearing Nico was talking about.
I hope no ambush.
No ambush. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, good. We wiped each other out.
Ouch.
Yeah, God of War did have a slow start because we were 2 away from the nearest battle.
Yeah, no build on turn 1.
Ambush.
No ambush. Go ahead.
Okay, 1/1.
The dice want blood.
And
Someone's sound is echoing.
we are going to got one here.
I would be worried. I mean, I know Lizard does have 3 cards in hand
Or-
to rebuild in 9, but
Draw first. I think.
I would be curious making them 2 weak wood.
I mean, North Abbot said that they have cards to rebuild there.
Yes.
This was done like with consent of North Abbot, so to speak.
Score.
It didn't sound like enthusiastic consent, but North Abbot did say you can do this effectively.
All right, I will refresh 3 items. I believe it's going to be
T double hammer.
T-boot hammer.
Oh yeah, T boot hammer makes sense too, actually. If we're trying to help the lizards, maybe.
It depends on if we...
Sword from a ruin. Or you
Crafted it.
I crafted that. So there's still the only thing I've received from the ruins so far is a hammer. Everything else is still buried. I will slip.
Ooh, the logistics help.
Worth pointing out, that is a great quest to have come out.
Use my boot to go from 3 to 8.
Yeah.
Then repair torch and explore.
Spend my hammer to repair my torch. I will spend my torch to go delving in the ruins. Oh, I can't use that word. That's not my word. I get another sword.
Yep.
All right, pointy tinker. No, pointy badger. That also works. No, not badger. Beaver. That's what I'm trying to say.
And a point. Truly.
We could aid Eerie.
We could.
We could stab Eerie.
It's the same thing, isn't it? Aiding, stabbing. I mean, I was recently aided by being stabbed.
It's just called surgery, my darling.
Yeah, aiding by being stabbed. I don't see the difference.
I'll take a battle.
We'll talk about that.
Okay. So
I only know one way to be.
These will have consequences.
Would you like to ambush?
I just wanna
Oh yeah, of course.
put the disclaimer out that this is gonna have like serious consequences.
Serious consequences.
You could convince me instead to aid you a card right now.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
You can do both, actually. You can aid him and
I
battle
could do
him.
both.
I would
Would that ease your sting? Do you want a card first?
I would certainly aid before stab. I want to point out. I am wholeheartedly in that camp.
It depends. Let me see the card.
Optimize points.
All I can tell you is that it matches the clearing that we're in.
Oh, no, man. I gotta see it first, and then I'll decide.
No, that's not how that works.
That is not how that works.
You just have to do it.
Yeah. You can't just...
No, but yeah, and then
I have this juicy card.
You know what?
Oh, okay.
You know what? No. Symbolically, I'll use the sword to aid you. Here you go. Right there for you.
All right, we did it.
Disarmament, everybody. Disarmament.
okay.
I'll get my point.
And now I will stab.
And now I will stab.
My turn.
Oh!
No stab.
No stab.
We're all friends here.
Oh, man.
Well, I can see we do have 5 items exhausted, so that does optimize the T.
Yeah, we have our refreshes optimized.
So I can accept.
Battle me or your
Carrying a big birdie stick.
It's just an interesting pivot to go straight from I am stabbing you, I don't care what you say, to I'm
just
aiding
aid
you,
you.
I'm done.
friendly thinker.
I will.
Joe, that's definitely the takeaway.
It's just fine, and that'll end my turn.
Okay, North Abbot, if you... Well, You should really try to establish your own engine rather than be Nico's extension and try to beat me up.
Lizards at 1 point. This is true talk.
On the side of the map, and he'll roam freely in a while. So
I mean, you should come to my side.
yeah, well, I
I'm
will.
ready for you.
I have to, right? So, but
I'm
if I get
anxious for you to come.
if I get attacked too much, I'll have to go through lizards because I won't be able to go and fight the birds. And
I mean,
the nearest place is down there, and there's only 2 lizards right now. So, well, you have a lot of fox cards, right?
But I do agree that being the table police from 1 point
Do what you think is best.
may not be the
Let's
best
see what
decision.
my outcast is here. We got a fox.
Yeah, it's not. Policing from last always sucks.
These cards.
But we are one of the people in the best position to do something about badgers. Granted, we're not hated fox at the moment. If we could talk the table into helping us go
Completely right, Nick.
hated fox
Establish my
and do stuff next turn,
I'm just wondering how
I would agree.
that relic is.
Can I tell you something? Like a very neat place to establish yourself.
I will say that, yeah,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate we can't sanctify in
This
11.
turn, he might just come back
Just
at
because that would be a very good way
At
to.
At what price? It's not even hated out.
That would be very good to score with.
Acolytes, and he's gonna need those acolytes to swing in the end game. So let's not spend them all right now.
I mean, should we
You've
should we mention the very real possibility that Tinker does not explore again?
yeah. If you don't,
The bag and a boot.
I'm not gonna come.
It's the bag and the boot left. They crafted themselves a bag. They don't necessarily need that boot.
Right now, like honestly,
Lizards
the table is
may not open up clearing 9 to become a 2-slot clearing.
I definitely don't think Lizard should hold on to that idea. If it happens, great, but it's not something you should bet on.
where fox move.
That's why I was saying I would have loved to see them spread into 7 last turn, just because who's going to go to 7?
Eerie into.
I don't have any million. And if we keep letting the Badgers freely move, I mean, he's gonna end in 17 next turn. Like this is like the tipping point in our game. I feel that, to be honest, we need to take care of the issue right now. And yeah, I know that probably you're the one that's suffering the most, but
That sucks. Keep going.
all in it together. I lost 3 birds aiding you acolytes as well.
The deal is, if I hit the badgers, you have to hit the vagabond because I can't get to him.
And I will. Like I wanted last turn, but I went for the acolyte route.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
I am surprised the Tinker hasn't just went because the Tinker couldn't. Oh, I guess never mind.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my false orders.
So yeah,
Take 2 badgers and move them. Let's say move them that way.
Sounds good to me.
Lizards and Eerie creating an alliance here to deal with Tinker and Keepers, which I think is the correct threat assessment.
Use 2 of these acolytes.
Now, would you have done that, or would you have moved the 2 Badgers into 9 and made them bring the relic with them?
So let me go ahead and
You only place one, yeah.
I would not have sent them to 4 because that gives them another encamp if they want it, just for the card draw. Sending to 1 doesn't give them an additional encamp, but it does potentially help their migration along. Moving to 9 and trying to strand the relic, that seems cool to me if you can somehow deny rule in 11, but if they rule 11, they just walk out.
The last one?
I could convert the last one. No, you're right. You're right. I'll convert the last one.
I mean, you're gonna get 2 rolls otherwise,
I would have double crusaded.
Yeah.
but you're guaranteed 1 hit. You need a 2.
I guess that makes sense too, though. It's undefended now.
Okay.
It's undefended now, but
We'll battle in.
okay, we're doing it. As long as we're doing it.
Oh, are you crusading or?
Yes, I will.
It's not needed to crusade, to be honest. You can. to what you feel there.
No, you definitely need to
I
crusade.
kind of want the points.
No, yeah, that I think that's totally valid. And convert is better value with devout knights.
1 from 9. Like you
Oh.
could do that also, like if you like, but it's not needed. That's what I meant.
Katari, I do agree.
That's why lizards are so good against keepers in this sort of regard, is convert is super useful against keepers. Tad, with false orders, the person using false orders decides whether the relic moves or stays.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna go for it.
They make all the decisions for that move.
11. Badgers,
No ambush.
no ambush.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, big roll.
Okay.
3, so everything goes. You make 3
4 points.
4
4
points.
points.
Yeah,
So
and
I'll
now you
go-
have to reposition this relic
Isn't
anywhere
it
you
the
want.
Karsmars, they have at least 3 Fox cards from last turn, I
It's the
believe.
attacker or the defender? Or, I mean, it's the keepers or the.
Oh,
or the
it's him. Yeah, it's him. He decides where he
Yeah, I throw it.
he chuck the relic.
I'm gonna chuck it,
Roll-
and
Throw it in the clearing with other. I don't know if that's a great idea, but okay.
I would not toss it with.
over here. Do we want it over here?
This is the farthest.
It is
I don't
the
think it
farthest.
really matters, if I'm being honest.
If you put it up in 2, it forces him to go through the bird's back line to act as a check against them in the future.
Okay. Up in 2, like here.
I mean,
Yeah, the forest adjacent to 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, you.
I think that's a good.
Can we put it over off the board somewhere?
I would not put it in the middle of the lizard triangle because
My
I
daylight.
don't want to get attacked.
I think
I agree with where they put it.
Well, okay, so here's the argument for putting it in the triangle. Is keepers are trying to leave this half the map. You know, and lizards
I need to
eventually are going to get gardens in 4 and maybe 11 to deny rule.
Fox
The danger is that it
build in Fox.
prompts keepers to come grab it before leaving. So it's a little bit of a gamble. Whereas if you tossed it over on the other side of the map, you know keepers are heading there, but they're going to have to fight their way in to get any of them. So it's...
Recruit.
I don't think I have strong opinions.
One over there. I'll recruit in that bunny. And then one more.
I would not have recruited in Fox. I would have probably used one of the informants to dom swap and then score.
I definitely wish we dom swapped to grab that Fox Dom.
I'm wondering, do we do the migration across the top or do we go down across the bottom? I think either way we're pretty accessing things.
This one over here.
I think migration across the top is better.
That should be it.
We recruited in 11? I would have rather have recruited in 9.
Yeah,
I know 11's where we want to be in the future, but 9 is lightly defended.
Craft. I might as well craft.
I'm worried about 9 being so lightly
I
defended.
can craft informants.
The plan was to go across the top, Pat, but that doesn't mean we couldn't. That doesn't mean we couldn't pivot.
It's not useful, no. But
yeah.
I'm drawing 2 cards anyway. So
What if you get 2 birds?
I like acolytes.
Okay.
All right, that's my turn.
All right, we crafted informants, which is
A decision.
So, no.
This is why I would have liked the score, because then we'd be down the card anyway.
I criticize informants a lot in general.
It's true.
I think it's probably really bad for lizards. Like just plain awful.
You typically would want more card draw than you would want ever in ambush.
Right. You want the card quantity as lizards.
The only time is maybe to guarantee a bird ambush, so this way you can dom swap it out.
Here.
Maybe.
But
I don't even like using ambushes as lizards, is the thing. So like the only reason to do it would be to try and get a certain suit, but I'd still rather just pull from the deck and have more options of what the card is. Maybe I can craft it. Maybe I can stack the outcast a certain way with the additional cards. All right, we encamped in 10
We encamped in 10 and 1.
and 1 with figure, tablet. I don't know that I'd read too much into those. Those might just be for the card draw. Discarding of coins.
We are recruiting once. We did keep the figure tablet way station behind.
Unironically, I think it would be better, Katare, if it was not limited to only ambushes. Ambushes are one of those things that are very cute and exciting until you get more competitive with the game and you start realizing that they are not nearly as cute and exciting as they appear. If you have Charm Offensive, it might make sense to craft as lizards. I like Charm Offensive for lizards.
Charm Offensive and Murine Broker are my 2 favorite lizard
Here,
cards
like you,
In ENP deck.
right?
in the EMP deck.
They really like Stand and Deliver and Bredo Burrow Bank in
Other things, but
or saying using Charm Offensive with Informants. Oh.
Well, I'm
That's acceptable.
where I'm-
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
There's
Charm
three
Informants does become a lot better when you pair it with Charm
right now,
Offensive.
so-
Yeah.
I mean, let's get. Can you come to here this turn and then next turn here?
Okay, I'll go up to 6. Okay, and I won't be bothering you this turn. Okay, I'm just recovering.
Okay.
I won't
It is interesting. I think that the tall strategy for lizards was more viable with the
and Tinker's gonna
right
keep
and might deck.
scoring, right? It's the Tinker.
What do you mean by tall?
You can
You mean-
Going hard into one suit
Why do you say that?
favors.
time for the Tinker, right?
Uh,
So I'll move them all. Then.
favors are so funny because lizards can craft them, but they're not amazing at it, and it wrecks them when they're affected by it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna battle delve. Not gonna
I'm just saying it's a more viable strategy because of it. That's all.
use this move.
I don't think you go tall as a strategy. I think you just extend to a 3rd garden the turn you're gonna craft it.
That's all.
I will.
Show me that retinue.
Here come the bunny battle delves. There's one.
What's that for?
We're coming for clearing 2.
What's that for? Where are you going with that?
Seems
He needs to
overly
go
aggressive.
somewhere.
If I mean, seems overly aggressive. I might be tempted to hit you this turn.
Yeah, well, if you want the Tinker to win, you can come.
That sigh.
Are giving me a compelling argument.
I mean, he still is one away from
Pat, that's not necessarily true. If
it's over the side of the middle.
left alone in the
I'm not
in
gonna-
clearing 5, we
I'm
could
not gonna
technically
defend my
recover
position.
there.
I
know,
understand.
I know.
No, because we'd
Oh
have
no,
to.
wait, the move. Never mind.
Think about it.
But the thing is,
No matter what.
even with the bird, I don't think we're trying to recover in 6.
No.
Stop
yeah.
late.
I think we're still migrating.
Nico, you could.
I think this is just a
vacate
2-turn migrate.
too.
Yeah, exactly what Katara said. They don't intend to recover till they get to 12 anyway.
Man, I thought we were going to be
Or maybe 2. Maybe you wipe out Eerie from 2 and you plant there.
but it seemed to be a lie.
God of War having a lot of trouble because when they fought lizards last turn, they lost quite a
So
bit.
I'm gonna draw my 3 cards.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Right, so we saw Nico go a little hard on the battles early with 2 battles in God of War, which is fine from a position of strength, but to then immediately lose 3 warriors. Oh, we only have 8 in the
We
bag.
have
then.
4 up here.
Oh, we have 4 sitting over here. Okay.
It's
We had 4 prepped.
this one here. Oh no, this one. This one.
Which one?
Wait a second. What? I don't
Yeah, Presida, if we
can do. Okay, yes.
block Badgers, if we just don't let them pass, that does a lot to hurt them.
Are we swap meeting?
We are swap meeting.
Ah.
I am
But are we steal meeting?
going to give you.
No.
Steal meet is the last turn thing.
Thank you, keepers, for this.
Is that one of the commonly messed up things, the stalemate?
One card.
You don't see it as much anymore, but it used to be a pretty big meme. Particularly right when Underworld came out, it would happen a lot.
Go right.
Is people would forget to give the card back, and you'd play like with randoms in the Woodland Warriors LFG, and you're just like, okay, can I get my card back? Hey, buddy, can I get my card back?
So I added one
No.
card to the decree.
No, you cannot.
Speaking of Corvid planners getting locked up, I think we said we just stole that from Badgers, which gut wrenching for NicAl. Yeah,
Brutal. Luckily, we weren't attached to it because we just got it.
we just got it, but that still, it would have opened up so many possibilities for us.
Bunny battle, is that too risky? Probably yes.
Where would be Bunny Battle? I guess
5, 8, 3. Yeah, I don't know. The bunny battle seems gutsy.
Okay, I think that's it for now.
This
Okay.
seems like the time of.
Go ahead and craft.
This seems like the type of game where you get turmoiled on a suited battle.
And
That is very specific, North Abbot.
Yeah, I love how North Abbot wasn't just like, be right back. It was like stepping away to get Christmas candy.
and
Christmas candy in February. I admire the restraint.
one builder,
Or
2 moves.
they just have leftovers.
Just because I bought you 8 pounds of candy doesn't mean you should complain about it. I'm helping. I forgot about that. Okay, so we're maybe more actively going after badgers.
That's what I was suspecting with the rabbit partisans and the talk about a bunny battle. Yeah, it would feel a lot safer if we had the bunny coins ambush.
I'm curious because if lizards go maybe greedy, I don't think lizards can go greedy. But if this is the case, do badgers just
I know.
like suicide battle into the Eerie Ball and just show up on the other side?
Yeah.
Maybe?
No, I do need to.
We still have 2 way stations and 1 in 10 that have to die for that.
We'd have to decamp and then,
I can't wait to.
you know, just head dive into it.
I hated you. Whack me. That's gonna just feel so nice.
Guerric Kablooey, no, you cannot. That is, you made history and it will never be lived
I'm
down.
gonna recruit everything here. So this is how we started.
Yep.
Okay, so
Gary, they absolutely do not, is the thing.
One says ambush.
One says ambush, the other one has a crafting cost.
that I need to add something. I cannot go back.
That's not true. The ambush is done. The ambush is ambush on the top? I can't remember.
Yeah, they say ambush on top. See?
Ah, you're right. In that lovely font.
See, this is a crafting cost. This is a name.
How come? I'm with you guys here, and
We have a safety build in 3, but if we go all in on battling in 6, we could lose our second battle. We have a safety battle in 3 in addition to the build, but those feel mutually exclusive. We have a battle in 8 though, so we're probably fine.
I'm going.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the tinker.
Here first. Ambush.
Nope.
Okay.
2-2, huh?
I take
Or 3-2.
3, and I will rabbit
I
partisans.
will take 3.
So you
Ooh.
take 4.
I'll take 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so we have a rabbit card in hand, Aziri.
We do indeed.
Okay, and then I will battle the badgers here. Any ambush?
Nope.
Okay.
Not what we wanted.
Not what we wanted.
And I will build here.
Okay, so we are building in 3.
I kind of like building in 6 to try and help block Badgers.
One gone.
I understand maybe the trepidation in doing so with
There.
3 potential battles there.
3 points.
The question is, do Badgers have enough gas
Recruits.
to
One,
get them through
2,
6 into 2?
3. I'm at 5. And I will go ahead and draw 2 cards. And that will be my turn.
I think we're on to the
I
forest.
have been well and truly whacked. I'll go have my my quiet time.
I am also surprised Nico battled Tinker first. Then again, Nico did commit to battling Vagabond on Lizard's turn, or just prior.
I will draw 1 card.
But I still would have potentially battled Keepers first and then discussed it with North Abbot.
End my turn, and I just need to step away briefly. I'm in a forest, so it's all right.
You can't touch me! That's all I hear. The Vagabond, like, yelling as he runs into the forest. With that arm movement.
Or Vagabond, like,
Fox go to hate
backward moonwalks into the forest while saying, can't touch this.
these.
You can click back on the outcast marker, so it'll become red.
It's red. Nope. Now it's just red.
Thank you.
I don't know, Tad.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I don't believe I need to. Oh, I can get a free point if I remove one of those. Badgers, you want me to remove that little mouse building up top?
You didn't want a building in one, right?
No.
I mean, if anything, you're helping him, but you can get yourself your
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm sort of helping him, but I feel
Yeah,
like there we go. Feels-
Tad, I'll be honest. I didn't even know MC Hammer was the name of the
And
the artist.
Want to recruit. I mean,
I would have never made that pun in my life.
closing down a little. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so North Abbot being a little greedy
My lone acolyte
and taking out the way station in 1,
to
which probably just helps Badgers.
crusade one guy.
Unless they only have mouse cards in hand.
Even then, they still have the 1 in 10.
That's true. But it's just farther to walk.
It is farther to walk.
I'll go ahead and take 1 point.
I don't think that that's the case. Just positioning with the cards, but
Light.
Yeah, I think more importantly, this opens up to a double in camp in 5 and 6.
agreed.
But again, I understand it. We're lizards. We're having a bad start,
This guy
and we want every point we can get.
for a fox dominance.
Luckily, no one took the dominance away from us.
Yeah, happy to see a dom swap finally.
And then we're gonna go for a recruit. Here. No, wait. Here is pretty good too.
And score?
Let's score with a fox here.
Love to see it. The first score of the game. Which is kind of insane. We're at 6 points and it's our first score.
Yeah.
2. Let me put 1 mouse garden on the board.
All right, establishing 4. Happy to see it. What would you do with the rabbit dom?
1 acolyte in the box. And 1 rabbit guy over here.
Yeah, I think I would also put it in 3.
And then take my cards back for my evening.
I'm a little tempted to put it in 5.
Let me craft with. I'm in fox right now.
Because 1,
Craft.
it potentially messes with Badgers a little bit. But 2, if they just move right along and get out of the top strip, maybe we just plant there, and that's ours.
That's true.
you actually
But-
can.
Instead of drawing cards, I'll go
I
ahead.
think we're staying along the southern strip instead of the northern strip.
Pick out one ambush card from the deck.
But what's really interesting about putting it in 5 and blocking off 5 is that you then block off the left side of the map from everybody.
And that is my turn.
Yeah.
Except for the Vagabond, because, you know...
Did we grab the bunny or the bird ambush there? We used informants. Did you say from the deck?
That changes.
Did he just take it from the deck?
No, Oh.
There's a big bird.
No, he didn't search the deck. And there used to be one on top of the discard pile, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Then again, we also emptied the
Yeah.
fossils. I didn't see what exactly happened, but I did hear deck, so I understand the concern.
That we used informants.
That we used informants to take from the deck instead of the discard.
Mm.
I think the idea is that if you claim 3, it might squeeze area into the Badgers. Maybe. They got their roost there already. I think going to 3 just means that you have to deal with the roost, and you maybe get attacked by Badgers later.
I was tempted.
I'm curious to see if Vagabond, instead of opening a ruin, gets the T from the discard pile.
Yeah. I really don't know that we open a ruin
Will make you get a T.
as Tinker for the rest of the game. Yeah, Cars Mars. 3 and 4 are 2 slot clearings. 3, 4, 5, 6 are the natural 2 slots in addition to 11, 12. And then they can become 3 slots, and 9 and 8 can become 2 slots.
Yeah, I hate this map too.
Yeah.
I like it.
Best map.
I like the map, to be honest. The one I hate the most is Lake.
That's my favorite.
I think over
Um,
4 tournament games for me, it's been Winter 3 times and Lake once.
Sounds about right.
It's most popular.
Winter map, best map.
My brain was
just
acting the retinue as it was the decree and planning very, very
I'll
wrong.
try to come through you because there's no way I go through all these gardens and ambushes. But what's going to happen on your turn is that if you don't reinforce here, the Tinker is going to have a lot of infamy points when he comes out of the forest, right?
Are we enemies already? Yeah, we're hostile.
We have seen a decent amount of Lake this
I
tournament.
feel that he wants to be here or here because he has to explore the ruins. Well, not really, not necessarily, right? But yeah,
There's a bag in the boot. So he can come here, and depending on how you reinforce your gardens, he could maybe... No, he can't move another time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, before we move on from that thought, I feel like we had a lot of autumn last year,
So
and we're seeing a lot less of it this year, which is really cool. I like autumn fine, but it's great to see a lot of winter map and lake map. Less mountain than I would have expected. We had a lot of mountain last year, it felt like, as well.
I think we just kind of inversed of last year. Last year it was autumn and mountain, and this year it's like in winter.
Yeah. Pressida, where did the name Winter Tournament come from? It was just because it originally took place in December. Like, the very first Winter Tournament was just a little mini tournament that we held between Space Cats Peace Turtles tournaments, because they had their invitational mini tournament in
there's
October,
Yeah.
and they were going to have their Patreon tournament like in January or February, and everyone was really hyped coming off the mini tournament. And we're like, hey, we want something in between. So I was like, sure, let's do a little mini winter tournament in December to tide us over, November, December.
crafting.
And
And
then I did it again the next year, and the next year.
number 1 from here to
So
here.
we did have 2 mouse cards.
Yeah, so taking out the one Waystation and 1 actually worked out, amusingly enough.
To here.
So we're spending 2 turns, not... We don't have any cards left now either.
Who won the Space Cat Space Turtles tourney?
That's a good question. But what's going on in the game?
I will battle you here.
Okay, so we're battling in 6. I'm really worried because this means this turn we're not recovering, and we're not recovering next turn either. And that kind of concerns me. I did not win with lizards, thank you very much.
That was the semifinals game?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Right?
I won with Eerie.
One of my bird battles. Still no ambush.
No ambush.
I played the classic Woodland Alliance, Lizard Cult, and Eerie Dynasty trio.
I love the battle sound effects. It's the best part.
It's so funny how everyone's
And
rediscovering the battle mat with noise, because this was the original.
Yes,
like
but-
before Ultimate Mod, this was the original battle map from the older mods that we used.
I could battle Delta.
And they took the sound out for the one in Ultimate Mod, so it's so funny seeing everybody get all excited about it again.
So I will live off the land.
Interesting. We chose not to attack the lizards, and now we're living off the land in that clearing.
From
Yeah, I wish we'd stacked up our move columns a little more. It feels like we're gonna get stuck at clearing 6
4 cards.
because Erie's probably gonna move in and mess with us again.
Ambushes.
Although, depending on what Vagabond does, Vagabond could potentially put a target on their back.
Yeah, maybe. If Vagabond becomes too large of a threat, maybe the table has to pivot to dealing with Tinker instead of Keepers.
Mm-hmm.
Griffnock, the mob mat has the Mario Kart sounds in this mod.
We just have not had Lord of the Hundreds in a long time, and the last time we had it, the game sounds were not working, period.
Which ambush do you like?
Is that true? I thought we had a game since then.
Did we?
Probably the bear one.
The Guerric Faces mob mat is banished to my saved objects folder forever.
Okay.
Can we banish it somewhere farther?
And I will give back this.
Okay, swap meeting the badgers again.
You're ruining all my plans. You've been lucky with that swap meet so far.
Sounds like we took a good card again.
Um,
Watch it be boat builders.
Well, boat builders wouldn't do as well now.
what do I want to do?
But that'd just be salt in the wound. Like, I took away your Corvid planners, I'll take away your boat builders. You are not getting across this map. But we'll see what it was. Nevia's got to sneak that in, and I was a fool not to check it before spawning it in a tournament game. It was very, very funny. Very, very funny. Table flip should be disabled. Don't test it.
Going with yes, but don't test.
Now,
Although worth mentioning, it's not a mod setting. That's like a server setting.
That's just part of.
So like if you boot it
Table
up,
Test Simulator.
if you boot it up, you can do it. If you're in a tournament game, I don't think you're allowed to do it. I think I have the permission turned off. Table. I'm not going to tell you how to make the table able to be unlocked. I know how to do it. I'm not telling you how to do it. Yeah, Murder She Wrote. And also, North Abbot got pretty far last year and has played in all 3 winter tournaments. And Treefense competed last year.
Also a good player.
It's a pretty stacked game.
Yeah.
And we're talking about inane stuff instead.
It's because we're thinking.
We are thinking.
Problem with good players is they tend to think about things.
okay, and
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to add propaganda per burrow to move.
I wonder if we still Propaganda Bureau.
We might have. It's an interesting card for keepers.
It is.
Not out and out good, but it solves problems sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's costly but effective.
Yeah.
Griffnock, I'm pretty sure that's Sam DeRoast from the Cursed 3-player tournament game. Made history for first Dom win.
Yeah.
Is he notable for something else?
I don't have many warriors.
Can I have a mint?
Yes, you may. That's who I am now.
I will point out, just for the funsy and because we're just talking about the SCPT Invitational Tournament, Murder Sheet was the winner of that.
The invitational one?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So there you go. There's your SCPT tournament winner. We'll just ignore the other one.
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about. 100%. I'm throwing that heat onto Murder. Okay, so we put one in move. It sounds like we're still conflicted.
Do we want 3 battles? Maybe not.
Heroic logic, but what about that one time someone had 4 cards in recruit?
We're really only missing the winner of the first winter tournament, who has not been active since then, sadly.
Who was that?
I'd have to double check their
I
name.
want 3 battles. That's the question.
Someone check out MakeCraftGame.com and tell me who the winner of the first tournament was. Please and thank you.
I'll add this other bunny to move.
Buffing up our move column. This is a pretty classic God of War decree we're seeing.
Yeah. So we've got 6 warriors on the table for some reason.
Humberto, no, we are still in round 1.
I think that's it.
Still in round 1.
How many do we have in the bag? Was the question I was going to ask before you.
8.
8. Okay, so we still have a decent amount.
Still 8.
8.
8. It's a reference for all one of you out there who might recognize what we're talking about.
Is it me? Am I the one?
Yeah, you're the one.
And 2 guys here.
Okay, splitting up our recruit.
Philly, that's right. Thank you so much.
With river folk. Dang.
Johnny Spud, Johnny Spud, favorite person.
Someone recognized what we were talking about. Also Sesame Street.
One. I'm gonna do so I have 1 mouse, 1 fox, and 2 bunnies. So I'm gonna do mouse, bunny. Okay, no.
We got a safety build in 7.
Mouse, bunny,
Take an extra one from 3 and then send one out.
mouse, bunny.
Because we have a fox move we have
I'm
to...
going to do
We might just go past 6 and into 5.
Maybe.
Just
Pick
like,
up-
take a bunch into 6 and then send one into 5.
Pick up the cardboard.
Yep.
I like that.
It leaves 2
Oh, we're going all the way.
a little lightly defended because I saw we were doing that. Oh, okay. We went
Ah.
backwards.
is that
We only have the 2 battles, so I think we're trying to get through all of 6. Really put a stop to the keepers from ever moving forward.
I have 1.
In which case, I would maybe consider doing a full
I'll go for it.
suicide
All battle
run.
badgers. Any ambush?
If you're gonna keep doing this,
Yeah, I think keepers are going to have to knuckle down and make some tough decisions next turn.
Battle them again.
I think we were also relying on the card draw though to get us a recruit closer to where we want to be.
Do one.
Okay.
And we did kill Neri, right?
We did not kill an
Take
Eerie.
a hit too.
Did I take a hit? What was the roll?
It was 2-1.
2-1? Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and build here.
Okay, building in 6. I like.
Yep.
And
We still have our safety build in 7 for the future, but in the meantime, we're clogging up 6.
I score 4 points.
What do they call it in the TI4 community these days? Jamming?
1, 2,
Jam?
3, 4.
Eerie's the new leader. Kill him.
And I draw twice.
Gumming. Thank you. I knew it was something funny like that. Yeah, gumming. Thank you.
Coming up the works. Makes sense. I will say I appreciate Eerie has not scored any outside points. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4. Very consistent.
Down to this fox. Fox number 9. I will use my torch
Oh, we're
to the ruins.
We are exploring.
Oh,
I'm legitimately shocked.
Convenient.
but we wanted all 3 bags. Got the baglet.
The
Wait, what happens if we get another bag?
I will...
If you get another bag, it hangs out in the satchel until the time at which point one of the other bags vacates the spot on this track.
So you could just do like rotating bags?
Yeah.
I am
That's
pleased to
silly.
give you one,
Yeah.
provided, I'd like to hang out down in this corner for at least the next round. Just leave me alone. I'm not going to bug you any. I'm
It is a point. It's an easy point.
tinkering.
Getting 2 boots, by picking up a ruin boot would be not bad.
Karsmars, I think I was just advocating for using the torch to get the tea out of the discard so we could craft it.
Right. That's the thing. We're tinker. We can day labor. We can do stuff.
And I think day labor is going to get us more value than exploring at this
I
point.
will...
And that should be at the forefront of our mind because the deck has only 8 cards left. It's going to run out.
Because that's just how it works. I'll score 2 points.
Nice.
Big craft.
My 3rd hammer.
Big craft.
Okay, so this might be why we went there specifically.
Big craft.
This card.
Probably in the Woodland War Machine archives, but has Leader ever thought about making a revamped quest deck like they did with Exiles and Partisans? They have not, but I am begging for it. Patrick, please. Please, Patrick.
I will spend one of my other hammers to craft myself another tea.
Oh, that's why.
Never mind, we don't need day labor.
We're just lucky.
We're balling.
Who needs day labor when you're just good?
I was about to be like, I really wish we'd quested this turn, but no. Treefense is on it. Treefense just killing it.
Then I'm hiding in lizard territory so the ear can't even get to me.
Yeah. I believe the technical term is that Treefense is popping off.
Will be up for this turn.
Emphasis on the pop.
Bags are good, teas are
You
good.
popping your peas?
I'm not going to use my hammer. I'm not going to use my
Yes.
sword, either for aiding or their intended purposes. I'll go to
Yes, as the Utes would say.
draw myself 1 card. Go down to 5. I'm all set. I'm way under max satchel limit. That'll end my turn.
This is real Route 2017 energy right now.
It's like the
Didn't Root come out in 2018?
It did come out in 2018, although you could print and play it before that.
That's true. Okay.
right on the line there.
You know what we can do? You know what would be fun?
Oh, it'd be fun.
Hitting the vagabond.
If you convert this building.
Why would that be
He
fun?
has one I can
Well, I can't quite do that. Not this turn anyway.
Oh,
Maybe next turn.
Or you,
That was-
well,
You know what'd be really fun? Convert this building so I can kill it.
why would the lizard
I mean, that would be truly astounding given Convert works on warriors.
battle?
because he has like.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said that would be truly astounding given Convert works on warriors.
Oh, yes.
Be fun.
Sorry, Sanctify.
If you're gonna do something with that acolyte, I'd crusade from 9 to 4 and battle the running leader right now. That's what I'd do
Yeah, that makes sense.
because we're not reaching him now.
That makes sense. Or from
Yeah.
From 11.
Yeah. Tinker is officially in lizard territory.
On the next turn. So, yeah. And the Badgers are still seeking their double column hit.
Yeah,
I've snuck by. I've plinked and plunked my way. I've gotten some good crafting, but
I'm kind of stuck.
they
in
haven't
my
hit their
corner
big
right now.
cha-ching yet, and you're only a couple
mean,
behind
they're-
me. So.
you could have coins on hand. I say that an extra battle on the vagabond is never too much.
Yeah.
I
I did aid you a very handy card, Abbott, and I have more for you in the future if we're going to be friends.
mean he ate you.
I thoroughly appreciate that the Tinker is trying really hard to be friends with people, and everyone's like, I don't want to be friends with you. But he's like, but friendship! I want to be
Start
friends!
my turn here. So I'll
It wasn't
leave
Fox, so
my
it's not bad.
I'll leave my acolytes where they are.
Why?
Because there's only one.
I don't need to use them this turn. And let's take my cards. Show the world. Let's start with the the
So we grabbed a bird ambush from somewhere.
Let's put a garden up there.
There was one in the discard.
Then let's do a rabbit.
What do we think of the split Fox Gardens, Murder She Root?
Then,
Don't love it, but it was kind of a
Necessary.
necessity because
Necessary.
a necessity.
Necessary.
What round is it?
It is round
go
6.
ahead
Yeah,
and
5. End of round 5.
It's end of round 5, and that ruin only just opened up,
Fox Dom.
and we started in 6 in 9.
In 9.
We started in 9, so
And
it sucks, but it's an understandable suckage.
let's
It's
do
gonna be a bit late of a gamble.
recruit. 2 Fox.
Yeah.
Recruit. Yeah.
And we still have not seen the mouse dom anywhere.
One here. One here. And then I'll spend this dominance for a score. 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is.
And
I can't see.
one more acolyte.
All right, I like building up our acolytes some more.
Are we still in Fox?
And
Yeah.
So we could craft something.
in my evening, let's see. I can
Just to craft it
craft 1 card.
if we wanted.
If we wanted.
And I think I might as well. I'll go ahead and craft this Fox Partisans.
Keep it out of anyone else's hands.
Draw 3.
Especially with the swap meet. In case someone really wanted it.
Yeah, partisans are funny for lizards.
Card.
They're more of a defensive posture because you're not very aggressive, and you obviously don't want to use Fox Partisans or any partisans
Card.
because cards are so critical to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I have actually seen partisans do killer work for a lizard that was able to
All right.
work around their card RNG, and I think
Not gonna be.
it was probably like loam to battle after revealing cards or something. Like
Uh,
it's not a bad card for them, even
very
if it's
situational.
It's just very situational.
oh.
It's kind of bad for them.
Well,
I'm trying to justify something that's mostly bad.
this one.
Welcome to Root. All right,
For a little dude.
we are decamping.
Then I have to calculate something. So let's say
Then we're doing
I
calculus.
will
Wait, no, calculating. It's different.
here. So that's
That's correct, Tad.
3, 4, 5, 6. There's
And crafting it denies it. Right.
Mhm.
If I was going to discard something anyway, and it's a suit I don't necessarily want the extra card for or feel comfortable for, I'll craft it just to craft it. I'd probably never use it,
ambush.
but maybe it comes in clutch. Maybe denying it means that nobody else gets it. I like the craft of it,
And then I will craft.
even if we never use it. I want to make that clear.
Using my Fox way station, I'll craft the crossbow.
Grabbing an item.
Well, we're running away from the vagabond, so
For a point.
now it's like you want that crossbow, you got to come to me.
And then using my mouse way station.
It's interesting because,
Actually, there's a 10. Never mind.
Loam.
Ah, that's what it is.
okay,
That's what's going on.
killer for us. Loam
That'll help solve a lot of things.
Loam solves a lot of problems for keepers. That said, of all the items to craft, crossbow's scary because it's really good against us
My second
with a vagabond.
from 5.
Vagabond goes to 10, aids the badgers, and then immediately shoots them in the
Then I
face. Shoots
will
the
loam the crossbow here.
Oh, because it's
Whoops.
it's
This
a
helps us get across the board, and I think that's invaluable.
crossbow either kills a warrior without Devout Knight scaring,
And
or it lets you pick which cardboard you're removing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that crossbow gets us from 6 to 2, which I think is very strong.
Sure. Yeah. No denying that its value here is killer because we have made the migration. After a rough couple turns building to this, we have made it.
So we've been at 9 for 3 turns.
You choose to ambush.
Oh, murder. Triggering my PTSD, man.
2 for you, 1 for me. That's a point for the roost. I will get.
That was a heck of a moment, though. I was just sad that everybody flamed me for making the wrong choice, even though I feel justified, because that's how these things work. You always feel justified.
Oh, interesting.
Sorry,
I guess maybe we're getting 2 of them.
Losing my charm offensive.
Earning 2 cards.
And then I can't. I could battle delve the last relic, but I'm not gonna.
Okay. Interesting. I guess we don't want to burn saboteurs just yet.
This delve is... yeah, so going for the relic here is interesting. It gets us devout knights.
Mm-hmm.
And
We knew it was a 3, though. It was the only thing it could have been.
Right. 3 is the only thing it could have been.
But it's also the one relic we don't mind losing if we're going to lose one.
Maybe. And it's probably safe unless Eerie decides to kick up their battles to 3 or 4.
Well, what's actually really interesting is... oh, we're running. We're heading even farther into the forest.
I'd like to clean that up a little bit, but that's interesting. I do like avoiding live off the land.
Yeah.
Yes. I love how much we're spreading out. Now that we've made it to this other side of the map, just scatter, disperse, so we can plant way stations. People can't take us out in a singular clearing. They have to go after us in multiple places. I love it.
I just imagine someone taking a bottle and throwing it and smashing the ground and yelling, "Scatter!"
Yeah, no, that's exactly what's happening.
Yep.
But if we lose that 3, if someone decides to go after that 3, we're not losing any column bonuses. It's the last in that row. Like, it's not as bad as losing some of the other items.
It's true.
I'll start my turn by...
Bay in the Bay, you have not missed the gamble. It is happening almost certainly this round.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yeah,
I said almost certainly.
Those relics.
I'm adding a probably in there just to throw it off even more. Probably almost certainly.
You've been bringing me luck so far. I will...
Doesn't sound like that was as lucky.
This.
But still kept it.
Okay, what do I want to do here? I think I definitely want an extra bottle to allot these.
So Eerie...
No, sorry, it's almost possibly or probably for certain next time.
Eerie have a tough decision here.
He's a very tough decision here.
They tried holding the wall, and Keepers, breached it, made it to the other side.
Yep.
And now Eerie has to decide, what do they do?
Yes. Now what?
What ambushes have we seen so far? I know...
Lizards have a bird in hand.
We've seen Badgers just spent a fox to recruit.
Yeah, let me look through.
There's none in the retainers.
Is there any in the decree? None in the decree.
None in the decree.
At some point, right?
Should Eerie police the Vagabond? Legitimate question. Problem is we can't get there. Vagabond wisely hid out in clearing 4.
No.
So yeah. Which way station is still on the board? By that I'm assuming you mean the faction board. It is the tablet figure way station. And one day I will check why that's happening.
Am I okay with that? Only... Probably. Can battle here.
Alright, so it sounds like we might take out a way station for Badgers, which is fine if we also clear out Badgers from clearings, but not fine if we don't.
And I don't think we are able to, even if we put 2 battles into the decree. I don't think we have enough.
Still new to this game, would you say the Lizards are in the best position? I would not. They are stabilizing and are in a not bad position, but they are inherently the, I think, weakest faction at this table, it's fair to say. And they had a slow start.
Everyone will have to agree that this has to stay here.
And this is very true. Badgers are basically, if you're keeping up with badgers,
No reason to go up there.
be concerned because badgers are a bursty faction. They are
Yeah.
poised to jump up to
The thing
25 right now.
here, he's gonna have always a long way to come here.
And meanwhile, Erie are in a really
Keep them there.
Erie are in a really solid spot, just building up their God of War game. And Tinker just had a great turn building their engine. They are ready to pop off.
I found boat builders.
Found boat builders.
I have, how many birds do I have? I don't have 12.
Don't let your memes be dreams.
How
And cord platers and boat builders in the decree.
4.
It's brutal for this map.
Yeah.
Kind of tempted to put one more into the recruit as well sometimes, but 6 is too much.
Guessing it's Tinker because Erie and Badgers are going to crash into each other. I think that's a reasonable stepping away to stir soup.
Okay, we're just saying funny things now, I think.
That also could be a reference to Waterman,
Yeah.
who was stepping away to stir soup.
That's why I said we're just being funny.
Yeah. But yes, I think Tinker being the odd man out and being left alone because Erie and Badgers fight each other is very probable. Everyone's memeing in the TTS chat now. And Tinker's probably on a better pace than Lizards. That said, if Lizards can aggressively pivot into Bunny and have all 3 suits scoring every turn, they could start racing pretty hard.
That said, they set up in 3, which is very easy for Badgers to just camp in.
Right, and that's why I was talking about maybe going to 5.
Okay, so how I'm gonna go?
Because 3...
Maybe to here.
I think 3 is a bit more vulnerable.
Yeah, 3 is vulnerable, and we have to deal with the roost.
But that said, I actually think Badgers are in a pretty good spot. Even if they crash a little bit, I think they can still recover themselves fairly
Badgers? Yeah.
well. Yeah.
No, Badgers are doing fine right now. We were struggling, and we
just passed that hurdle.
we just made it over the mountain.
Yeah. And it's interesting because while we were struggling to make it over the mountain, everyone else caught up, but no one really got ahead.
Exactly. That's what's so concerning.
Need 3 here.
Erie are going to be forced to stop Badgers, but the question is how effectively do they do it?
With them being as spread out, it might be more difficult. Especially with having Devout Knights in 7.
Which is easy to miss with that relic looking like it's
In the water.
in the water.
I don't know.
We gotta go swimming for it. We need the otter's help.
They do have 3 battles now, but even if you take out 12, 2, 6, you still have 7. That means you've made it to the other side of the map. Spags, thank you so much for the Prime sub.
So I can recruit.
I hope I enunciated enough for you.
And then I can recruit also here. I only have 1 mouse move. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's just you can't take out everything. Either you take out 12, 2, and maybe 7, or you take out 12, 2, and 6 and leave 7, or you focus on 7 and then you're left with 12 and 2. Like, the scatter really makes it difficult.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Okay, so I recruited 4 here. I recruited 4 here.
You get
Wait.
2 bunny
Waiting.
moves.
For that, I'm going to. This is actually not going back another phase. I'm just gonna craft this for a point.
Acceptable.
I don't know, though. Giving another bag to Tinker?
Definitely needs more bags right now. Really, really strapped for bags. I mean, that armor. He only has got 1 for an arm, and a leg. He needs his other leg covered.
Recruited 4 here. I am going to move. Yeah, I'm going to move 2 here. And then 2 here.
More bags in the Tanuki.
Bunny and a mouse move.
Tanuki has boots, Batmaster.
Bunny
You know what you started.
I know. I know exactly what I started. I know exactly what we're referencing. Nobody needs to bring it up.
Well,
Push box, and then we have one more bunny move, so we move
Fine.
back.
Okay.
so we're gonna go.
So it looks like
We might turmoil on build,
Are you okay with that?
we have it in 2,
assuming we don't battle there.
assuming we don't lose a warrior there.
I'll start with
With 3 battles, we might.
a battle.
Okay, maybe not.
No, we have 6, 12, 7, and no battle in 2 if we want.
That's fair.
It's just a question of execution.
Yeah.
I'll start with the mouse. Any ambush?
Nope.
Roll. Okay, 2-2.
Knife.
1 each. Second battle, I'm gonna battle.
Oh, that's clever, Humberto.
Nope, we're battling in 2. We
No,
could.
Humberto's got a good point.
Oh, we could build in 7. You're right.
And look, we didn't lose the warrior in 2.
And we didn't lose the one anyway.
And
Yeah.
battle. I'm gonna battle here. Ambush.
For some reason I thought we only had 2 warriors in 7, or badgers had an extra 1 or something.
So that's 1 point for me.
That was a brain goof.
Now the question is, do we do we build in 7 or do we build in 2?
I hope we build in 7.
And go ahead and build here.
Yeah. Great job by Nico. That is some terrific.
That is some terrific policing.
Yeah.
NicAl, this is in the forest, right?
Yep.
And
Cleaned it up.
so
Like it.
that's 4. And what else? Okay, I scored 4 points.
All right. That was a terrific anti-badgers turn. Really
The
good.
question is, does Badgers now flip that and try to get the rest of the table against the
I
Erie?
need 1 more.
Because Badgers now cannot police Erie.
Yeah.
I mean, they can, but they can't.
I mean, badgers can throw themselves into Erie, which is not exactly the same thing as policing Erie per se. It may have the effect of policing Erie, but it is not
All right.
necessarily what happens.
Refresh up.
Tinker freshened up.
I will slip,
Added some powder.
Yep, got their nose all powdered.
and we'll move into daylight. I'll snag that last ruins item.
All right, we do get the last ruin item.
On a boot.
Point.
Worth pointing out that the deck reshuffled by 2 cards.
I will then use a boot. Move south.
So we were 2 cards away from being able to day labor before that deck recycled.
Move over here.
Where are we going? What's happening?
We would need 2 boots to move.
Nico, you did call it earlier. I'll spend 2 hammers to.
Yeah, we
We would need 2 boots to move.
so that wasn't an illegal move. We did not have or did we slip?
I'm still only leading.
We slipped into
slipped
into
into
11,
11.
boot down to 9, and booted over to 8.
Yeah, we need a 3rd boot
Grab
because there's a hostile warrior in 8.
No, it's you, my friend. It's you.
That said, crafting coins
Speaking of,
pretty good.
spend a sword to battle you here. Ambush.
Nope.
When did we go hostile with Erie?
When they attacked us and
Oh,
we
right.
killed them accidentally.
That's right, they did attack us.
2
And should I poisons?
Should you
Should I?
Up to you.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think you should.
No, I will lose cards. I can't. Sorry.
Okay, so I will score 1 point for the roost.
Mhm.
Which game do you think was best until now?
I believe.
10 is still my favorite. 20 is also a good highlight for me.
Damage.
It's 2 point for the roost.
I can't remember individual games very well.
I make notes as we do them, being like, favorite game.
We've had some really cool games.
I will have to damage.
5.
Unironically, I loved 5. Unironically.
Say a hammer. When am I exhausted?
But I'm a mad lad.
Then spend this hammer repairing. Fixie.
But I think we've had some really good games all around this year. It's been a really solid round 1.
Absolutely.
And my daylights.
Feels like the
Draw.
level of play is really elevated from round 1 last year. I'm really impressed.
I'm well under my satchel limit, and I'm well under hand size.
5 stars, Murder She Wrote.
Oop, whoop, whoop.
Fresh.
Yep.
Enter.
Well, we caught it.
Yeah, we got it.
All right.
John thing.
5 was in fact the Double Vagabonds Cats 3-player game with a dominance win. I
Spoilers.
unironically loved that.
The vagabond.
I hope Murder She Wrote will talk to me again someday.
To a rabbit outcast. There we go.
That's actually very sweet.
Discard all these.
Hated?
No,
Not,
it's
not hated.
not
hated.
hated.
Yeah, okay.
I don't. We're a loving cult. We spread love and peace.
And hatred.
Shall we hit the vagabond with a crusade?
What game was that?
No, you
The sandbox game?
Yeah.
You can.
I don't remember, but the sandbox game was also
can
historic.
wage war with who deserves it. Kick the can, my lizard friend.
Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get my bunnies up and running.
Game 8. Game 8 is also
I,
a very good
Did you
one.
say game 8?
Why don't you proceed here? You have double buildings here. You have one building occupied there.
Yes, but I know you have more actions to hit the vagabond than I do. I go hit him. He damages 2 bags. Alright,
So
so I'm battling. I'm crusading in spending 2 acolytes.
in 3, trying to clear it out. I was gonna say I feel like
Battle in 3.
any lizard turn
Any ambush?
probably needs to just go for the 3rd suit of gardens, and we just need to start racing as hard as we can. Killer roll.
Very nice.
Pretty lucky.
All right.
Humberto, what did the Vagabond use the other boot for? Humberto, we did a move from 4 to 11 with our slip. We explored the ruin there. We moved from 11 to 9 with 1 boot. We moved from 9 to 8 with
The other
1 boot when it should have been 2.
Daylight.
And we didn't have a 3rd boot
Right. Nobody moved.
whatsoever.
This is a hold up, boys!
Discard one of these for a
That might be threatening if we were winning.
dominance card.
Nobody move!
I definitely. So, let me grab a fox here.
That was awesome.
I'll go ahead and spend that fox right away. Put that in there.
Okay, we're scoring.
Score.
Humberto, Treefense either shouldn't have been able to go grab the ruin or shouldn't have been able to move into 8. You know, whichever way you want to think about that.
I prefer the lack of moving into 11.
The-
Oh wait, no, actually, never mind. It wouldn't be possible.
We picked up the ruin boot anyway, didn't we?
We
So
did,
like
yeah.
we actually straight up just couldn't go to 8. We had to go to 11
Mm-hmm.
for any version of that plan.
Put
It will
that in
be
there.
it will be good if you put up a garden here and block the badgers.
Basically, we would have had to go to 5 and then just not battle the Eerie
Serves me at the moment.
if we were going to craft the coins, which was the whole point of going to 8, is that was the coins. So our turn for Tinker probably should have been ending in 5, crafting coins. Or just not
So-
crafting that turn.
Yeah. So I kind of am loving this. Nico is trying to get lizards to build in 1 to prevent badgers' movement. And North Abbot is saying that does not benefit me and kind of just playing for themselves. And I accept that.
Spend this mouse card.
Yeah,
1.
I don't think it would be uncharitable to say that Nico's winter tournament win last year was very much off of getting the rest of the table to police each other so Nico could slip out with the win.
It's back.
Very good at table talk.
I'll go to
Yeah. I mean,
Very good at table talk.
I don't say that in any way to demean
I draw
Nico's play or victory. I just say that to observe
1.
how Nico did it last time. And I think we could potentially be seeing some of that same
Down to 5.
energy here, attempting to get lizards involved with policing badgers and doing something that's maybe not the best for their game.
Which is really interesting because at this point, everyone has surpassed Badgers.
Right.
I'll discard this one.
And Badgers are pretty well blocked.
Gamble!
Time for the gamble.
Hmm.
I tried to do that into my hands to not blow out the mic.
Table talk is a strong aspect of the game, and I expect him to play to the strength. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right. So
But also, the gamble is now live.
Yeah, no.
should I
Oh, that poor cat.
camp and suicide?
General Jack, no. This is one of the intentional features of the mod, because dealing with the changing of the colors last year is what introduced the frequent issues with seeing cards in people's hands last year and the need to leave and rejoin, which was a whole thing. So we don't get to have it both ways. We either have non-matching colors or we have the whole song and dance from last year with potential bugs and all that.
Do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. Every time, it's all I thought about. It made me hate myself.
No, I will.
And it's part of why we have the overlay to ameliorate the non-matching colors, so you can always look at the overlay.
Mm-hmm.
Put the badger here.
Okay.
Craft.
Decamping in 10.
Fruit.
We will potentially try suiciding, maybe?
Fun.
We would just respawn in 5.
Agri retinue now, so I
What do you mean?
will.
Because don't we spawn where there's nobody? Or do we
You're,
spawn
you're, you're thinking of Erie's a New Roost. It's just
anywhere?
any map edge where we can put both.
Gotcha. Understood. So if we attack 7 and we
Possible.
kill our own relic, do we choose where it goes?
No, because the opponent's still killing it.
Okay, got it.
Here, using.
Humberto, any chance the overlay could be smaller? Not really.
Yeah, any ambush?
I think he just stepped away for the.
That sounds like a problem with your phone or
No.
your screen.
No ambush. Go ahead.
Make it bigger. Okay, we are in fact trying to kill ourselves.
Here we go. Your acolytes.
Yeah, I sympathize that the screen is small. I'm hoping that it's still
The
visible what's going on with the
7 using my
flat meeples and all that.
container,
But it's already hard fitting the information we need
which should be all accounted for.
in the overlay.
Oh no, we reshuffled, so you could have drawn it, I think.
No, I will not ambush.
But I'm sympathetic.
Okay, 3-0.
Rio.
Oh wow.
Do it again. Ambush.
These badgers are just like, we ain't dying. We got this.
Yeah.
Tad, that stuff would be terrific.
Will
We would need some sort of way to interface with the TTS mod, similar to the Twilight Imperium mod, which we don't currently have that type of capability. And there's no way I could keep it up to date as the game is going while also doing everything else. But I would love
probably.
if somebody could figure that out the same way the TI4 mod does it for next year. Like, that would be insane.
When Space Cats Peace Turtles did Root, they actually had the co-commentator updating it.
Yeah.
It was a manual.
And they still were very frequently out of date with it.
Yeah.
Even with somebody who, like, it was their job as co-commentator to keep it up to date.
You have to.
I think so, yeah.
He's the one running away with it. So I'll
Can I see the chat?
this relic.
Which chat? Are you talking about? TTS chat?
My card.
Yep, we did not gain a point for removing that roost.
Nope.
Correct. So keepers need one more point.
And then live off the land. I don't have to. Gather retinue. I will. Move. Keep it.
So I gotta say, I like this turn for NicAl a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Minus forgetting to score our point for removing a roost. But
Mm-hmm.
I really like that we sort of got rid of the liability we had on this side of the map as much as we could.
Mm-hmm.
And this was not what I expected to happen here at all, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
it really puts the rest of the table in a pickle. Do you deal with Badgers, which they're down here on the score track, but we know they're up here as soon as they have a good turn?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you deal with Vagabond, who are right there at 19, doing great, gonna keep doing great if you don't do anything about it? There's a coin sitting in the display for them to, for a nickel pickle, for them to day labor and craft.
I'm gonna go ahead and start by swap meeting the Vagabond.
Yeah.
Well, while they're swap meeting, why don't we talk about the gamble?
We can talk about the gamble.
Oh man, that's
Not necessarily the distribution I expected. So we have 2 people gambling 4K.
I probably should go back to you next turn. You only gave me, the best.
Yeah.
2 people gambling 4K on the Lizard Cult, 9% of the total gamble.
I love you guys.
7 people gambling 9.8k coins on the Badgers, 22% of the total gamble. 6 people gambling 10.5k coins on the Erie Dynasty, 24% of the gamble. And then 12 people gambling 20k coins on the Tinker, 45% of the total gamble.
Double bill C.
Nico can just keep doing this to Badgers, right? Yes, Nico can.
We are running out of warriors, though.
But we're running out of warriors, and that took our basically entire turn, which means we're not doing anything to Tinker. And again,
But it could be 4 points if we get through 7.
it's true.
But
It's
then
true.
we'd be killing everything, which we also don't want to do.
I really wish Badgers had killed this warrior and won.
We tried.
We tried. I just wish it had happened. We'd be in a much better position if it had actually died.
Agreed.
I really want to go to
Yeah, now Nico has to choose between Badgers and Tinker, and neither is great.
Nope.
But Badgers gets you points, so you maybe go for Badgers.
Well, but the thing is, I guess, you could take out the Badgers and they'd still have the one.
Did I take my
yeah,
point for the
these were the last one to score, so yes.
You did not take the point for the
You
roost.
definitely did.
Thanks.
All right, keepers fixed their missing point.
You really
I wonder how often
said his name
folks
3 times.
forget to pick a point
Weird, huh?
in root games. It happened a decent
Magic.
amount last year, which is part of why we went with this scripted VP tracker in this mod.
It's very easy to notice, hey, I rolled a bunch of dice, but I didn't get any points.
I think we've had only 1 or 2 mistakes that were not eventually caught this year.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, I'm going double build.
Lily's name is more of a tongue twister. Yes, tried saying Lilibethy 3 times fast.
Hey, don't full name me here.
One
What the hell? Where'd that come from?
What?
doesn't give me
You never say my full name.
What, are you feeling weird now?
Yes.
at least. Um,
No one calls me by my full name. Not even my mother when she's angry.
recruiting twice here and twice here. So this is how we're gonna go. I need 1 fox, 2 bunnies, and 2 mouse.
I'm wondering if we're going to be able to keep up with the 3 battles
All
of
of
God
these
of War.
guys here. Then for my first bunny, I will move all of the.
I mean, 7 is guaranteed 3 battles, right?
Maybe.
Even if you roll 3-3, that's 2 hits, 2 hits.
For my mouse move,
That's fair.
I'm going to move.
But if we get a 3-3, then we just wipe ourselves out.
True.
All of these guys.
True. That's a good point. 3-3 wipes us out and we stop being able to battle. That's a great point.
Ah, we've got a Tinker.
But we've got a Tinker.
Hey there, fellas. Coming to
Sure.
hang out?
Yep. And then I am moving 1 back to complete all my moves.
Good. Good.
So I believe that's
So we're just hitting both of them, it looks like.
It also gives us some safety. If we go after keepers and do 3-3 or something, then we still have 8.
Mm-hmm. Constant vagabond to punch.
Right. Vagabond is a delightful punching bag for a God of War strat.
Absolutely.
Because unlike
actually
anything else in the game,
one of my mouse moves is going to be
Unlike anything else in the game, they're always going to be there to hit. They don't disappear after punching them too hard.
So
We're almost out of tea.
we are just having a extra battle just in case. And I believe we're set. 1 bill here, 1 bill here, and I have 3 battles. I'm gonna go.
Oh, did we double up? We doubled up build. I missed that.
Yeah,
Ooh, that could be. That's fine. With 8, we should be okay.
I actually like it because I think we're getting outpaced, and we need to kick things into high gear.
3, 2, and
We turmoil next turn though. Oh no, never mind. I can't remember how. I forgot that we got a lot of roosts removed.
Yeah.
Okay, we're debating on using bunny partisans.
I'm thinking if I want to use my parties.
This is interesting. We officially do not wipe clearing 7, but
Yep.
with 2 battles, we could still kill all the warriors, which is what's important.
Okay, I'll battle.
Well, what's interesting though is we have to stop battling in 8.
Again? Oh, we'd love to see it.
Presida, can you battle the Vagabond even if Salt Satin is broken? Yes. Yes, you can. That was in 8 as well?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who those last 2 battles were against, but it was a 0-0 and a 0-1, so it wasn't really doing much.
Saint got free. Why would you, though? Maybe you have to, Aziri?
And sorry, I passed my turn and I didn't finish. And I'll build here.
Yeah, I need to damage one more item.
And then I'm going to build here.
Really putting Badgers in a box. Understandably so.
That's good. That's blocking the encamp.
Mm-hmm. Although we could encamp in 1 now. We're slowly moving across the board on top.
I really don't think we want to encamp in 1.
No.
And then I draw 2 cards.
So here's Tinker. We damaged our coins, 1 hammer, 1 boot, and 1 sword.
Are we using the torch to get the coins back?
Okay.
That's probably the plan.
If it's to me, my 4th damaged item was my exhausted sword.
Okay.
I'm refreshing 7, so just everything. I can slip. I don't feel the need to,
That's fair.
largely. Moving into daylight, I will day labor.
Mm-hmm.
I will go and
Grab the coins.
Right on top.
search up my coins.
Bake sale!
I will craft them.
That pie looks so yummy.
We could have repaired the hammer.
Yeah, could have repaired the hammer and then, yeah,
Points.
I would have preferred to see that as well.
I love crafting the coins. I just wish we'd repaired the hammer.
Also, that pie looks really good.
He punched me, which left me with less items than I wanted.
It's such a great ambush. Look how good of an ambush it is.
It's a great ambush. Look at it.
I will.
Best ambush in the game.
Where am I right now? You've put me in a spot.
We could go Nom the Roost in 12 for easy points.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the boot and the sword. It's fine.
12 doesn't have any warriors?
Nope.
Okay.
Easy 2 points to take us to 24. 24 is not a bad place to be to come out of the forest.
Is Fox?
Going for logistics help, maybe? No.
We stay friends.
We're going to aid.
I will exhaust my undamaged sword and one of my teas. Age it twice. There
Thank
you go. These 2 here for you. That'll bump me up, score me 2 points.
Little surprised we did the tea and not a bag.
I think we might be at...
And I think that's
We have...
for me.
Oh, yeah, we... No, we would be...
But even-
Yeah, we'd be at bag limit.
Yeah, we'd be at bag limit and we'd get the extra refresh because now we're not going to refresh one item next turn.
Yeah.
I'm at 4 cards. My satchel limit is still 12, and I am at 10. So I am square. That is the end of my turn.
Oh, don't put yourself down that way.
All right.
What's the outcast looking like? It's even mouse fox, so it's going to stay bunny and turn hated.
Let's see. It stays rabbit, it looks like.
That is correct.
So we got hated rabbit.
What you could do is you could convert a bird
Yeah.
here and crusade to hit the vagabond.
I think it will be useful to become hostile with the vagabond.
That is true.
It is true. You're dangerously close to becoming allied with Vagabond, which is
Never good.
All right,
terrifying.
go ahead and do that.
I accept that just because you don't want to
I'll
be
replace
more
one
friends.
bird there. You can go ahead and take a bird away. And then I'll crusade over and hit this vagabond. Any ambush?
Nope.
All we needed.
All we needed,
I will deal you 1 back.
which turns us hostile.
I have 1 undamaged sword. What'd you do, me 2?
Yeah, just 2 hits.
Is now the time to let VBB. Looks like it's craving for turn of the force to come back 110%. I think
Let's see.
the problem is Tinker has 3 hammers. So even if they're a little down, they're certainly not out.
All right, let me just put my
I'd have to sit down and really crunch the numbers to see if they can get 6 points off of what they have. That's a 2-point quest. And logistics help.
1, 2.
Craft a sword.
Could score 3.
Craft a sword, maybe. Although not if you're repairing stuff. But you don't need to repair stuff for logistics help. So that's an easy...
Or move to craft a sword.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. If we assume don't move and don't repair everything, that's 4 points off a sword craft in the quest.
And then you just need 2 swords to do two battles.
Wow.
That's 2 points.
Surprised to see these boots have not been crafted.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep.
If you have this sword.
You're holding on to 1 of them.
If you have a sword. But I mean, I think that illustrates that it's pretty...
And
Ah!
This is horrifying. It's pretty within range.
2.
Because I'm certain there's other ways. Like going after a defenseless roost, like Humberto was saying, or like there's other ways.
Here.
So you probably still need to bop the vagabond a little bit.
I don't like what just happened.
What did we just do?
We built a 3rd mouse garden.
Do
Okay, so we're blocking a way station in 1, but I don't think we should have been worried about a way station in 1 anyway.
Agreed.
I don't like that at all. But also, who's going to punish us for it?
Nobody. I was hoping also we'd build that with the ambush just so we could use
spend this one.
the travel gear to score.
Right, I mean, we absolutely need to score Mouse and Fox this turn, and we're about to do it with the Mouse ambush.
Yeah.
And then we'll do
Yeah, Humberto, I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying I don't think we get punished for it.
score.
Ooh. Spicy.
Okay,
There.
we are really racing.
Fox here.
Like
I mean, we can see we're kind of behind here.
Oh yeah, I think this is cool. And the table has to deal with Vagabond and Keepers.
All right.
Keepers can't deal with you.
I'm gonna do.
Vagabond maybe can, but this might pay off.
And then
Yeah, would have greatly liked to see the ambush
this.
to do the build if we were going to do it anyway.
this guy.
Yeah, I guess the intention is to craft the boot for a point, Elevars. Which-
Oh.
That's
okay.
legit.
Okay, that's a good point. I didn't see that coming.
Let's get one acolyte up there.
Yeah, I mean, I will never not root for lizards.
Yep. I mean,
This is-
that's makes sense coming from me.
And I mean, this is like the greediest of greedy plays, which is always fun to see, even if it doesn't pay off.
Okay.
You gotta respect the gall, the audacity.
crafting in bunnies, I will craft one boot
Das Boot.
for a point. Let me grab this boot here.
Puts
Good.
lizards at 21.
And
Good 6-point turn.
that should be me. I will.
I did do the math earlier, and on average,
Is there an ambush?
games go 8.3 rounds.
1, 2.
That's like a 0.5 jump from last year.
Like
ambushes in
0.4, yeah.
discard. And looks like we'll go through.
And that only went down because we had a 5 and a 6
Um,
round game in round 1.
So
Otherwise, it'd be higher.
It'd be much
just to
higher.
keep my hold on these ambushes.
We still haven't hit the 12 round game, but we have had an 11 round
I'll
game.
go ahead and use my informants to draw an ambush card.
There's no way Lizzies are on a 1-turn clock, right?
It's, bird ambush.
It's not impossible.
No. I have seen a 9-point burst from the lizards
What is
before.
it? Bird ambush.
It is
However, they
correct.
typically wanted
You have
crafts.
2 bird ambushes?
right. Typically, it involves some juicy crafts, which I'm not seeing at the moment. Best we have
I see
is
7 points pretty easily,
I see 7 points pretty easily.
but that just leaves 2
My
points
turn, I should-
from somewhere.
That would be a 7-point turn plus crafting swords.
If it stays hated bunny and we get some acolytes, we could potentially take out 2 roosts.
All right. So
Given how
we
poorly
can.
defended they are.
Maybe.
If we convert into crusade and then just crusade out of 2,
Maybe.
that could be a potential, but we'd have to see where we're at. And we're at the top of round 8.
I'm gonna move out.
Which is to say, it is possible for lizards. It is not the most probable outcome at the moment, but it is possible.
I think I'm more worried about Vagabond being in striking distance than
Yes.
I am about anything else.
Lizards in
Yes.
ambush?
I don't have any ambushes.
North Abbot's a character. Oh!
Oh my gosh.
Do that again.
We are trying so hard to kill ourselves, and it is not working. It's just not working.
I can kill myself. All right, and I'll use my
But only in the game. Do not.
all the birds here.
poor NicAl.
Yeah.
How poetic. Do you
No.
have an ambush, Nico?
No.
I want to say NicAl's played a really solid game.
Oh, absolutely.
You.
But Nico's played a very solid defense.
Yes.
Do I lose 3 in this case?
No.
No. I just shield 1 hit, and you just.
Just one.
Just one.
Just 2.
no,
Or just 2.
You keep 1.
I think lizards win if Vagabond is not forced here and can't win and is forced to force
So
next.
the deal is you shave 1 hit off, right?
Yeah, it's just a defense, not
Okay.
an offense thing. All right, so my battles are done. I'm gonna move out.
Yeah.
What I should.
Elivaris, yeah, I think if Vagabond doesn't win this turn and gets forced into the forest next turn,
1
then lizards win.
and 12.
I think if Vagabond doesn't have the win on their turn, they need to forest and win coming out of the forest next turn.
So yeah, we should have done this last turn because 12 cannot be completely blocked out like 7 can.
Yeah. Yeah, what did we use our moves for?
We didn't move last turn.
Okay, yeah, so that actually, I missed that entirely, but or could we not move through 2 or something?
We might not have been able to move through 2. I can't quite remember.
I can't remember, but
But going down to 3 would have been a good option just because lizards might not have.
yeah,
Oh, I guess not. No, never mind.
basically, if NicAl could have gotten out of 7 and into 12 or 3 or 8 sooner, I think this would have been very likely to be a keeper's game again.
Mm-hmm.
As is, I think they've probably been delayed too much.
They've been delayed quite a bit. This has been a very, again, great plays, but this has been a very rough game.
I didn't live off the land. I gathered my retinue. I'm gonna draw 1 card.
Is sword in the discard? I honestly don't know. The deck has recycled since the 1 was crafted,
And
but
we cannot search.
but I don't know if there were more in there.
I'm worried that Nico's hyper focus on the Badgers is going to cause the game to go to one of the other 2 factions.
I think at this point you have to recognize that Vagabond's in range, right? And Nico's good enough that outside of a strong tunnel vision moment, I think Nico sees it.
I hope so. That's one heck of a decree.
Badgers can have a very big turn.
Why is it important for Badgers to die in 1? Great question, Presida.
No,
He has a lot of damage.
the
stuff,
lizards. The lizards have it in 2 unless someone does something about it.
So Nico just complaining about the Badgers, Badgers complaining about the Vagabond, and Vagabond complaining about the Lizards. I love it.
I love it too. Presida, it's important for Badger in 1 to die because if Badgers get completely board wiped, they get to come back with a warrior and a way station on an edge clearing of their choice where they can place both of those. Meaning
8.
Meaning 8.
8.
Yes. And that just opens up a ton of opportunity for them. However, if they get wiped in 12 and the 1 in 1 is still alive, then they're stuck in 1.
And that means we have to spend the turn to basically kill ourselves in 1.
Or we trudge all the way across the map or something. We're just, it's awful for us. It's basically that one warrior over there is a liability that we've been trying to cut off for 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and he just won't die.
So, okay, so let's rethink this.
But Tad, if Betty forced the Vagabond, does he really stop Tinker? He doesn't stop Tinker, but he buys a turn because Tinker's in range right now.
Yep.
So Eerie needs to look at, can I win in 2 turns?
Yes.
And if so, am I able to hit Tinker to buy that second turn?
You may as well pick one of.
If the plan requires not hitting Tinker, I think you maybe take that risk that Tinker somehow doesn't have it.
All right, let me get my cards out here.
Right, if you can't do both, I think you just try racing and hope that Tinker somehow doesn't have it.
That card seems to follow me. And
We have a build in 8, though. Yeah, we have a pretty easy build in 8.
But we need a second build.
Oh, we need a second build, that's right.
Is the more concern.
That's right.
Who said that? The Vagabond.
I mean, his points are showing. They're all right here and in all of these southerly clearings. I'm currently showing I have 6 damage items.
Seems like a 2-turn clock for both of us, but he goes first.
He does go first.
Easily accessible.
Yeah, there's not. I have plenty craftable, none of them craftable. All of them
Good.
exhausted. Huh?
Lizards could have 7 points on their turn.
Yeah.
I don't think they could craft the sword unless we have the outcast go to Fox. So yeah, they'll be stuck at
But they also have
28.
They have 2 acolytes. They could get some cardboard maybe. What's the outcast now?
Currently, it's leading mouse.
So if we continue discarding mouse, it's gonna be non-hated, and he's not gonna be able to craft the sword if he has it.
Tinker.
How many acolytes do we have?
Great question. We have 2 acolytes.
2 acolytes. Okay.
And I can confirm Tinker is hostile to Eerie and Lizards,
The ones that,
not to Badgers.
that I crafted's already been shuffled back through.
There's one in the decree as well.
If you can nuke 9, just raise it to the ground. You kill 2 birds and 1 stone with 1 stone.
3-point fox thingy, right?
We have 3 battles with great rolls. It's doable.
3-point fox.
Great
He has
rolls.
a 3-point fox. He will easily have a.
I haven't. I need to do the math on keepers. Do they have it on their turn if they're left alone?
What do you keep? What
No, because they can't recover more than 1 type of relic.
Yeah,
So Badgers don't have it.
but I don't.
Can I see the Badgers retinue?
So the thing is, we know that he for sure have.
3.
Are we positive that he has the 2 bird ambushes?
They're at 22.
Yeah.
Or they're at 12. So recovering the 3/3 gets them to 22. At best, they pick up the 2/1 for another 3 points.
Yeah.
That's not a win.
It's 25. It's close, but it's not a win.
It's not a win. Pick up the roost in 12 for another point, but it's
26.
still not a win.
Oh no.
Scary.
So in that case, all he can do is spend 3 cards, right? I don't think he has it in at least one turn, in 2 turns.
Basically, everyone's on a 2-turn clock.
If he has
Every single person at this table.
he has to spend, well, he could bunny swap
But the issue is really that
one,
at the start of this round,
another one, and then
Badgers were on a 3-turn
has
clock.
exactly one.
Yeah.
And so they're actually a turn behind.
No.
You can get the bunny clearing. You have the partisans.
Yeah, but I'm not interested in the bunny clearing.
But if you think of Erie as being first player and Badgers as being last,
Multiple.
everyone's on a 2-turn clock, effectively. Basically, from Nico's perspective, everyone's on a 2-turn clock.
That's a good point. Or, yes.
I could get
It's
deep,
just perspective.
actually, at least to get rid of 1 card. I could add another card to battle.
Four battles helps us wipe 9, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think the extra 2 Fox Gardens may have been a liability? Certainly. Certainly. I also think they're the only thing that put us in range. So what's better, to not be liable, but also not threatening a win, or to be threatening a win and be liable?
I'm going to go with the second option. Oh, wait, that wasn't a question, was it? Was that rhetorical?
It was rhetorical.
Oops.
Should have picked crows.
It's coming back in a moment. I don't have too many warriors.
You're just like, I'm done tracking quests. Not relevant anymore.
Can't wait.
There's only one quest that I think they're going to do, potentially.
Nice.
Yeah, Elivaris, it was a bold choice.
I mean, it's turning out decently.
North Abbot cracks me up as a player. They always make the most interesting decisions. Like
I love the confidence in the decisions.
Yes, yes.
Interestingly confident.
Like for the 3rd year running, North Abbot has just slightly baffled me with what he does as a player. And succeeds, like does well.
Yeah.
Also surprisingly didn't set up in 5-6. Yes. Yeah, I mean all around. Well, so North Abbot did admit that it was a mistake setting up in 9. He forgot about the ruin even after being reminded of the ruin.
Mm-hmm.
Are we sure Lizard doesn't have it? He's at 21. He needs to score 9.
But yeah, we sure do have a lizard bias here. How can they stop you if they don't know what you're doing?
What do you guys think?
So it's very interesting. We're very focused on lizards, but not so focused on Tinker.
Yes. 5.
Again, I think there's a world where Tinker doesn't have it.
There is a world Tinker doesn't have it.
I don't
There's
think-
also a world where Tinker does have it.
I think it is more probable that Tinker has it than not. But there's a chance, and sometimes your out is just playing to that chance.
Yeah. I really wish I could see the discard pile. I wish I knew that information so badly.
It can't become 9, not this turn.
Who is talking?
It can't become 9 this turn. It could become 8 this turn, though.
He could also add another Fox Garden.
Yeah, the Fox Garden will get him up to 4. Plus,
Oh.
says he can build another bunny down here, which will put him into 2. So that's 2 for mouse, 2 for bunny, 4 for foxes. That's a total of 8. He's at 29. All he has to do is snipe some cardboard or something.
We could also build in 10.
The 3rd doesn't do it. Oh, we have 1 and 1.
We already have a third.
I forgot we have a 3rd already. Yeah.
We already have a third. That would get us to 4.
Yeah, I mean lizards have paths.
I mean, that's building.
Vagabond.
That's 4 cards plus 3 to score. That's
Swap
pretty
out.
unlikely.
Get another couple bunnies out there.
You should
do.
remove it. You should remove these dominoes.
Yeah, I could do that.
All right. We were talking about aggressive dom swapping, doing it to deny cards. Love it so much.
Oh, he has a fox in.
That's like my big thing is I always want to see people dom swapping to deny them.
Mm-hmm.
You never see it. Yes.
It is a very juicy decree.
It is. Rock solid God of War decree.
The only negative I have for it is I would have loved to see a bird card also in move.
That's fair. A bird in move stabilizes that column.
One, I have the ability to repair up to.
But this map is thin enough that it's improbable to have too much difficulty moving.
That's true.
Do.
Gooey kablooey, swap meet helps. Just gotta say, swap meet helps.
Well,
We stole 2 bird cards from Badgers, I believe.
Correct. We stole Corvid Planners and
Boat Builders.
I think we might have stolen Boat Builders.
We're
as well.
assuming boat builders based on
3 times or 4 times.
Yeah, but he has multiple ambushes. That's the deal.
Yeah, just bring.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh right, don't mess with me.
I forgot North Abbot was sitting on 3 ambushes now? 2 ambushes after that turn?
I believe so. I'm not quite sure how many ambushes, but definitely ambushes.
We dom swapped one of the birds. So
Yep.
we still have 1 bird ambush, I know
But
for a fact.
We also
Scored with the mouse ambush.
You'll have better dice.
yeah, but we also used informants to get an ambush back.
Oh, we did. We did. Mouse Man, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. Hey, Waterman. Forcing him to ambush reduces your scoring, though. It is true. Lizards probably need every single card they have to win. Meaning baiting a single ambush probably is effective.
I want to keep it going.
But if you make the lizards weak but don't kill them in 9, do you just give it to the Tinker?
Here, the other is
Maybe? I'm assuming any plan that involves 9 involves also hitting the Tinker.
It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like we are way more concerned about
1 card and
lizards than we are about
with
Vagabond.
the
Mouse.
mouse.
yeah.
The 6 damaged items.
But then, if I don't hit Vagabond at least once, he'll probably has it as well.
The 6 damage items, I think, is causing a kind of complacency.
Yeah, for sure. And Treefense has done a good job of
Playing it up.
emphasizing strongly the damaged items in conversation.
It's,
Absolutely agreed.
6 is a long gap right now. If it was 4, I don't think I'd say anything out loud, but I can't get there this turn. At least not with the current board state and my thinking.
And again, that might be true.
And other lies we tell ourselves.
The thing is, if
Soup
he,
sounds really nice right
the
now.
other thing is that if we
I have no soup for you.
the outcast, okay,
Have a
we
gummy?
have to switch the outcast. That's for sure. And the thing is, we fit
These are hard now.
I accidentally left the bag open.
acolytes.
If I push them enough, they'll become soft again, right?
The outcast, but yeah.
I think I'm gonna go.
Has this been an anti-Badger game? The current position looks rough. Yes is the short answer. Long answer is that
It's specifically been a Nico anti-Badger game.
yeah. The longer answer is that it's winter map. So Badgers went to do their great migration, and Nico at Erie said, "You shall not pass."
Soften him up
That stopped
for the VB.
Badgers for 2 turns, a turn, 3, because they broke through on the 3rd.
The thing is, I don't wanna.
They were at 9 points for 3 turns.
Acolytes as
Yeah,
well.
but they broke through on the 3rd, and then they established in the 4th and started doing more things.
No, when they broke through, they scored 2 points.
He's not.
Okay, well, it stopped them for 3 turns, and then they broke through finally to the other half of the map, and then Nico expertly wiped them from every clearing but one, and then built in that clearing to block the only building slot. So that was where Badgers really. That's where it really became an anti-Badgers game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I
trying to
think
say.
when we did the scatter, we should have done 3 to 12 and then 1 to 7 and 1 to 2.
Yes. Yes. I think NicAl's game, the Badgers game, kind of ended there.
Mm-hmm.
On that one.
Now, if we have enough infighting among the 3 leaders, I think we could bring it back.
Yes, Badgers win in 2 turns of their turns.
If you
The problem is we just finished
battle
their turn, so they need not just for the turn to come back around to them, they need to come back around twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just testing out the recruits. And that's why I have this card here.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna do this.
We were talking about putting that in build. No, battle. We talked about it in battle. I was wrong. I remembered as soon as I said something.
This is
Fox
recruits,
battle.
2
Okay, so we
here,
are going for 9, it looks
and
like.
1 here.
Although we're building.
I will
I'm surprised how much we.
I think we're going after 1.
Fox move.
Well, 1 isn't. Well, 5 is the safety build.
And
I'm just saying 1 isn't a
to
fox.
come with all of these guys, right? To be able to.
Yeah, Griffin Hawk. NicAl's been trying to kill that Badger in 1 for several turns and rolling too well. Suffering from success.
And
Clearly, we should have gone down to 4.
Got it.
It's a good place to die.
he has an ambush, so I should probably come with all my guys here.
Okay, forsaking the safety build. So that was a fox and a bunny, mouse, and now we have 1 more bunny.
Move here.
I don't know if we have enough warriors to do this.
We don't have enough warriors to take on 9. No.
We really don't.
I don't know why we brought 4 into clearing 1.
I don't think we have enough warriors to sustain 4 battles.
Can attack with
Maybe the plan is to take out 1 and then just battle Tinker.
here, maybe.
Maybe, but
Let's hope it works. So those are all my moves, and I have 1 battle here. Hopefully 1 or 2 battles here. Okay, I'll move to battles. I'll start with this garden here. Any ambushes?
Where's your last battle supposed to be?
I have 4 battles.
I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. We
One of them has to be Fox, but he's already said that.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead on that mouse battle.
No ambush, sounds like.
no ambush. I think we might be waiting to do it on the fox.
Ah!
That's good for the decree. Not great for what we wanted, but good for the decree and the number of battles we needed to get through.
1-1. I will.
And now the badger and 1 gets to fight the birds.
The vagabond here.
Sure, if that's what you want.
Yep.
Good.
Big roll.
Oof.
Big roll.
Okay, that might have.
I think we
Stopped our
I bought a turn against Vagabond.
You lose 1 and you lose 3, right?
Hmm.
So I have 2 bear ambushes left.
Yeah, 2 bird battles remaining.
I will
We do 2 bags, we might still have it.
battle the lizards here.
We need to kill 1 more, right? We did torch bag. Or is the
Any ambush?
No. Go ahead.
or did we have 1 coins?
Oh no, we didn't have the coin. Wasn't damaged. We already did the coin,
Okay.
so we might still have it.
I remove 1. And my last battle is gonna be here. Any ambush in the garden?
We have to do this, otherwise we turmoil.
Yeah.
Uh,
But this is this is safe. There's no way we
No ambush. Go ahead.
lose this.
Okay, I remove it for 1 point.
No.
Forgot the tracker. I need to go
There we go.
to the tracker. So it's
There
1
we go.
point.
Fixed it.
I need to build twice. I'll build once here and 1
We are spread so thin.
I mean, this looks like a despot game with how how thin we're spread. I don't really like the battle against lizards in 9. I don't know what we were accomplishing there. Either hit the Vagabond again, or just
I don't
really just hit the Vagabond again.
think we think the Vagabond's a threat.
But even then, I don't like giving lizards acolytes.
I agree.
3 cards.
Looks like lizards lost a bird ambush, by the
I
way.
have 2 cards, and I need 1 more. How do I do this?
For future reference, everyone, the refill here is a button you can click, and it will automatically handle that.
Is there only 10 cards in the deck?
Yes, or 9 cards now.
Love it. All right. Does the Vagabond have it?
To answer your question, Griffin Hawk, we think we zoomed the camera over to miss the coins because we know bag torch were damaged.
We crafted the coins last turn, so it wasn't damaged.
What did you discard?
Yeah, I thought we had an undamaged coins at the end of our turn.
It was a bird ambush.
Was it random?
Yeah, he put it down, shuffled it, and then dealt from the top.
Okay.
I will refresh 5 things. I'll refresh those 5 things.
If we have a sword, we can do it. If we don't have a sword, we cannot.
And slip.
Where are we going?
Who are we?
No, I'll stay put. Unfortunately.
If we don't have it this turn, going into the forest is the best option.
I will spend
Yeah,
hammer,
if we don't,
sword.
that doesn't feel right.
Nope.
I will spend the other hammer to repair a hammer, and that hammer to repair a boot.
Okay.
All right, let me think about this.
Boots.
This can potentially be 4 points here. 4.
We're at 26.
We're at 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we could quest with logistics help.
Yeah.
It might work. On good perfect rolls, this works.
An ambush there.
Sure.
Get rid of the
I'll
hammers.
do 2 of my hammers.
Yeah, hammers are useless now.
My swords. Okay, rolling.
Should we need a 3-1? Or wait, no, it'd be 2-2, so it doesn't matter.
This is a 2-1. We're on track.
Mm-hmm.
We just can't roll a 0-0 on this battle.
Is it Despot?
Yep.
Infamy? Okay,
Yeah.
so I will score 1 point. I will score 1 point.
I mean, we have it unless we roll a 0-0 or don't see it.
Don't feel I have much choice. I'll battle again. I'll eat that other ambush. Same place.
No ambush. Go ahead.
Hey, what a guy. Minimum 1. Rolling up.
Ho ho ho! Oh ho ho ho!
I was so scared there.
A total of 3 points.
I was so scared.
That was so close. And then we logistics help, right?
Yeah? If we see it.
Boot bag for 2 points. Right there.
It's right there.
Right, 3 points. 1 for each building, 1 for Despot. Losing 2 cards, I believe. Or it's 1 instance of battle, so 1 card.
No, 2 cards.
2 cards.
Lizards' life is pain. They do not get the joy of price of failure.
No, that doesn't mold it. Only discard 1 per battle.
Does he see it?
I don't know if he does. Look at your quests.
He might not see it.
Quests.
I will quest.
Oh, thank God.
I'll exhaust a boot and a bag.
2 points. 2 points.
Logistics help. And I'll score 2 points and go to 30. Sorry.
There we go. Oh my God. Drew that out so much.
I was so scared. Oh, jeez.
Good game, everyone.
Great game, everyone. Great game all around. That was terrific. And congratulations, Treefense, for the Tinker victory. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Guerric.
Very well played, man. Very well played.
It was. Everyone, thank you so much for playing. We will see all of you in the next round. And everyone watching, thank you so much for watching. Our next game is Thursday at 8 p.m., if I recall correctly, Eastern Time. So we will see you then. Have a great one.